Even if we're apart, we're not alone anymore, right? No matter how deep the darkness, a light shines within. I guess it's more than just a fairy tale. The darkness grew small. But then I heard a voice. Your voice. You brought me back.
Everyone's throat clear. Then
No, all right, hold on. Let's just postpone this as long as we possibly can.
we always fuck up the opening, anyways. It's fine.
Mhm.
Hello.
Did y'all start recording?
Mm.
Oh, just
There it is.
Call a shot. Boom, boom.
man. Oh man. Sorry,
Okay.
guys.
No, fuck it. Hello and welcome to Limited Edition Kingdom Hearts Volume 7, Radiant Garden. I am joined by a lot of fucking people today. We started off with the regulars. Jake, thank you again for coming on.
Of course, I wouldn't miss this Avengers crossover for the world.
Always, Alex. It's always a pleasure to have you on here.
I brought the lore, and I will hold no bars.
So today we're joined by 4 others that have not been on this podcast yet. From AwkPause, we have Cassidy and Sam. Guys, hello.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me too.
Sam, you're beautiful.
Thanks. You're beautiful too.
We have Christian, of course, PixelBrave back after
Hi, guys.
7 months since we've had it on. Always a pleasure having you on, Christian.
Glad to be
And
back.
Mike is finally
It's
fucking
back,
back.
y'all. What's up, y'all? Let's get some fucking lore going.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Who
Like,
would've
I knew you've
thought?
been waiting.
Mike would have been here for a Kingdom Hearts topic,
Mhm.
and he's going to be here
I'm so
for
ready.
another one.
Mike, you've
Yeah.
become like a mystical figure in my mind because of like the descriptions of Matt and Jake.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what is Mike? What does Mike think of Kingdom Hearts? Finally, I get the answers.
Oh, I can't wait to share everything.
So after we discuss the games and stuff after the summary, let's do like a Mike take. After
Yeah,
we
please.
See where he's
Fuck.
at.
Wait,
Where-
should we do a Mike? Should we take a Mike take for every game before we do the summary?
Yeah, I want a before and after.
Well,
Yeah,
that,
before-
that's what I meant.
yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
after like we discuss Kingdom Hearts, like we'll do Mike take, see where he's at before we discuss or do summary of Kingdom Hearts 2.
All right.
Hmm.
Because I mean, we could do Mike take right now before we even start. Mike.
Yeah, let's do a Mike take on Kingdom Hearts 1.
Fucking, there's this little boy named Sora,
Mhm.
chilling on the beach with Riku and Lucy. There's a big storm, a big monster pops up, steals them all, and throws them into this like star town, and everybody just doesn't have hearts, and Sora's just looking for the hearts. And one day he gets to the ocean with Ariel, and that's as far as I got in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, are you just reading the bits
end.
that Nomura gave them? Like,
Yeah, are you reading the Wikipedia article? Because that was perfect.
I
think
do have
Lucy's
the
my
Dream
favorite
Dodge
Disney princess.
Actually, here's the
Lucy?
thing. Listen, Alex is going to give you like 500,000 points for that because you mentioned Ariel and
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah.
That's all. It's
Oh, I know my Disney.
Yeah, there you
You
go.
stopped
okay.
on the best level of the game, Atlantica.
Yeah.
Oh,
Already-
that fucking swimming
Best level
sucks.
of skipping ahead. Best level of 2 too. But
Yeah, exactly.
we'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, we will.
Dear God.
So I'll go ahead and do the summary for 1. The only thing I don't remember.
I just did it.
Yeah. It's
All right, yeah,
true.
let's talk about 1. Mike,
Matt-
the
Matt
game
started you
ends
off.
at Atlantica.
The end.
So taking what Mike said, also on Destiny Islands in the beginning of the game, you open up, you play as Sora. Your best friends are Riku and Kairi. And on there are some familiar faces from Final Fantasy games, Waka, Tidus, and I forgot her name from 8.
Selkie.
Who cares? Who
Or
cares?
Selfie. It was one of the two. Maybe it was
I was going
Selfie.
to say selfie.
Selfie.
Yeah. Yeah. But like with a PA.
Damn, they were ahead of their time.
Yeah,
That's
breaking
exactly
new
what I
ground.
said on the first episode.
So everything's bright and dandy. Everyone's having fun playing games and everything like that. And then, oh no, the world gets sucked up in darkness, and we hear Sora's mom ask where Sora is, and never hear from her ever again. Sora goes on to this journey, as Mike told us about, going through all these different Disney worlds. Start out in Traverse Town, which is, of course, an original world. Atlantica, Deep Jungle, Alice in Wonderland, all these different games.
Agrabah.
Agrabah, Olympus Coliseum, Pinocchio, which
Your childhood favorites.
Oh, I forgot about Pinocchio.
Deep Jungle.
I think everyone forgot about Pinocchio.
You get deep throated by the whale. Yeah, let's go.
It was a deep jungle, all right.
Deep Jungle, Deep Wells.
And
Yeah.
so you go through all these, and then you end up at Hollow Bastion, kind of the end of the line before entering a world called End of the World, which to me always seemed like we're on a space map and there's a place called End of the World, but okay. And the final big bad of the game is someone called Ansem. You came across Riku, Ansem, Cross, whatever, in Hollow Bastion. Sora loses his heart.
It's a whole thing.
We'll talk about it. Sora loses his heart. Kairi gets her heart back. Sora becomes a heartless. Sora then becomes a real boy again. They fight Ansem. All is well. Riku is on the other side of the door to Kingdom Hearts. So Riku and Mickey are closing it from the inside. Sora, Donald, and Goofy closing it from the outside. At the end of the game, Sora parts ways with Kairi as she gets sent back to Destiny Islands to become another NPC, and the game closes.
Now, Mike, I'm sure you got a lot of questions, but I just want to insert a little bit of lore here, just because
Just a little.
Please
I want
do.
I want you to understand like the microcosm of Kingdom Hearts just for like 1 second. Now, Matt mentioned that Sora loses his heart, turns into a heartless, comes back, whatever. That's going to be important later. But I want you to think about Kairi
Slight
gets her heart
understatement.
back right when Sora loses his heart, because at the very beginning of the game, we find out Kairi's heart went into Sora's heart because it was safe there. And that is also really important to the lore of Kingdom Hearts. I just want you to like process that for like the next game, because it's going to come back.
So she's kind of like the Doctor from Doctor Who also has 2 hearts.
Kind of, except she was in someone else's heart and then went back to like her own body.
Can we not?
So she's
cross
not
over
as
so
cool
many
as
different things into
Doctor
Kingdom
Who.
Hearts?
No, I mean, we got Harry Potter.
just like
we got
we've
Metal Gear
did-
Solid. Now we got Doctor Who.
And didn't Alex try to like Deus Ex one of our episodes? I forgot which one it was, but he tried to put in Deus Ex, and then I'm like, stop.
I'm trying.
So how did everyone feel about Kingdom Hearts 1?
You forgot the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Billy Zane is Ansem.
Oh man.
I didn't want to mention
Billy
it because
Zane
I'm
is
still
in these
salty
fucking
that
games?
he's not Ansem ever again.
I know. That's
Wait, didn't he come back?
no.
No,
He never comes
the,
back.
No. Don't worry, Alex got our hopes up.
Yeah. We won't.
thought he
We
came
won't,
back.
we won't touch on that because that takes place in a later game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I want to know about the lore of this door that requires
Oh.
both simultaneous pushing and pulling
the
in
door
order
to
to properly
light.
close. Yeah. Tell me, what's the lore behind the door? Why can't I just push it from the outside?
Alex.
here you go, Alex.
I like immediately shut up. All right, yeah, Alex, tell us.
Let's get a quick lore check, Alex.
I will say this: you will, I think, because I don't want to ruin anything for you, Cass.
There is a reason.
there is a reason, and they
Oh,
get into it in 0.2.
Yes.
I never should have doubted him.
Damn.
Oh, you have so much to see in
Doubt
0.2. You have so much to see in 0.2.
You have Alex O'Neill's most hype moment of ever in 0.2.
Oh, it's not just Alex's; it's mine as well.
yeah,
God,
it's
I'm ready.
It's pretty goddamn amazing.
That's crazy.
And I think
So-
you'll know the moment.
yeah.
So did they introduce Organization 13 in 1 at all?
No, in the final mix version of the game, there is a secret boss in Hollow Bastion that wears the organization cloak, which spoilers for 2, that turns out to be Zidmus, who you're fighting. In the original version of the game, that character is never there. There's no mention. There's barely any mention of anything lore-wise in Kingdom Hearts 1. You just know there's the darkness, the heartless, Kingdom Hearts, Door to Light. That's it.
There's also a collectible in the Final Mix version that mentions nobodies.
Oh, that's true.
Oh
Yeah.
shit!
And so
it's
like
one of the reports, right?
yeah, there's an extra Ansem report.
Mhm.
So like when they redid Final Mix, it was very much like they were setting up for 2, not Chain of Memories. So like I think they had the idea for like those next 2 games kind of simultaneously.
Yeah, because secret movie to the original game, which was badass in 2002 to see this thing, because the CGI on that was just awesome. Rainy town, everything, like buildings, like actual city buildings, which you
Like a
didn't
full
really see at all.
cityscape,
Yeah. All these new Heartless hanging around, these cloak figures clashing and everything, and then that was dope.
Man, do you want to? Okay, so 2 things about that. First, that's the only rebuttal I was gonna say is that I think the only setup for the organization was the secret movie.
Right.
And then second, man, so I mean, I can't think of how old I was. I was in high school or something when I finally played that first one, and this is just a little behind the scenes in the mind of like my weirdness. But when I saw those new Heartless and they had like the long antennas, I was like, oh dang, are they gonna bring like Looney Tunes into this? Like, because they look like Heartless Donald, Bugs Bunny, like the long. The Neo Heartless had like these long antennas. I was like, oh dang, are we bringing Looney Tunes into this? So
If Kingdom
Turning
Hearts
Bugs Bunny
4
into a
brings in WB and DC, holy shit.
but that was back in the day. I was like, oh dang, that's nuts.
I want a
that's what
Space
thought they
Jam
were
world.
about
Yes,
Question.
yes,
We all
absolutely
want a
Space
Space
Jam.
world.
Question: if Batman's brought in, is he a Heartless?
His parents died. Of course he's
So
heartless.
is Batman a Heartless and Bruce Wayne a nobody?
Yeah.
No, Batman's a nobody because he has no heart.
Yeah. There we go.
Batman is like Cloud in Kingdom Hearts 1. Like he's gonna get manipulated by Hades into doing some kind of thing until.
I think Bruce Wayne's smarter than that.
Mike, did you get to Olympus?
Yes.
So did you see?
I fought Cloud.
Yeah. So
You saw our boy, and that wasn't
Yeah.
in your
Our
summary,
boy.
Mike?
Wait, did you fight?
I'm
Sephiroth?
sorry, I get Super Smash
no,
Bros.
he
and
didn't
Kingdom
fight
Hearts
Sephiroth at
confused.
the end of the game in Atlantica.
They're both crossovers. I get it.
Yeah,
many
I
crossovers.
really
Doctor
enjoyed
Who.
Cloud's redesign in 1, and actually was hoping to see like a take on it in 2, but
Then you
they-
remembered Advent Children.
They had to sell copies of that movie.
Yep. Now, who do you think voices Sephiroth in this game, Mike?
Oh god.
This is a very good question.
Mike, we'll give you 3 hints if you can't get it.
First
Give
one,
me hit number 1.
he's in a boy band.
Lance Bass.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That was one hit.
Oh fuck!
It's legit Lance Bass.
Wow, this voice cast is fucking insane. I never knew
It's
this.
crazy. Like Christopher Lee is in the second game. Like there's
What?
Yeah.
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 there's some stellar names in these games.
Leonard Nimoy
Mike's-
is in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah, Mark Hamill's in Birth
Mike's
by
like
Sleep.
ready.
Yep.
Mark's like, I'm ready to play these games now, just for the
Yeah.
voice actor.
Well, we told Mike to
I don't know
just
about that.
play 2. 2's
I don't
a
know,
lot
like
easier.
Leonard Nimoy, like legit knocks it out of the
Oh
park.
my god.
Consistently
Every single
in Birth by
time.
Sleep.
Every
Man.
single time.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
Mhm.
So, has everyone here, except for Mike, Mikey, actually, you might have. Has everyone here played the original Kingdom Hearts and then played the new version of it?
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Seriously, way fucking better, right?
It's way better.
It's
There's-
still. It's
There's too
still,
much time in between, so I didn't notice the difference.
Yeah.
Christian,
there's-
the biggest difference is camera was L2 R2 to move the camera around.
Hmm.
Even
Oh
though,
dear God!
Even though you
Yeah.
had
It was bad.
Dual Shock 2 with Kingdom Hearts.
It was
1.
before right analog stick control.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's like fucking Spyro. Also, Spyro was triggers for camera.
Yeah.
A real
it-
game.
It was
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
But there was also, even with that huge faux pas, there were so many camera issues. Like it would run into geometry and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you would fall, and End of the World was a piece of shit.
Man, I have
the
nothing
original-
but blissful memories. I don't
And
remember.
then you had to go down on the D-pad to actually open up a chest. It wasn't just
Yeah, it was. You couldn't
That does sound
hit
familiar.
triangle to just
Yeah.
get to it,
yeah.
which was like they brought the whole kind of aesthetic of the reaction commands from
Reactions,
PvP
yeah.
into one in the HD versions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I still wake up in
but
cold
yeah.
sweats thinking about Deep Jungle and just navigating through that damn
Okay,
level.
So
man.
let's,
You and me both,
let's do
dude.
this. Let's start with
God.
Cass. What's your least favorite level of the game? Cass, go.
I think it probably is Deep Jungle because without a walkthrough, if you're trying to play that game blind, it
it's
is
very confusing.
it's just an absolute
Mhm.
crapshoot for where you're supposed to go. Go to the treehouse, go to the camp, go to the clearing, go back
Can
to
I-
the treehouse, go back to the camp. And there's an order to it, but there's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no indication of where you're supposed to go or when.
Can I climb that vine? Is that
yeah.
climbable?
Yeah,
Is that
it's a climbable vine.
It doesn't even look like it's an actual thing.
I must have just missed like the jump onto the hippo's back like
Oh,
45
God.
times.
Oh my god!
Like, all right.
God.
All right, I don't care. I don't need the chest. I'm over it.
Yeah, I got you. I would say I used to hate Alice in Wonderland more than I hated Deep Jungle, but now it's definitely Deep Jungle. Also Monstro. Monstro is exactly the same thing as Deep Jungle. It's confusing and terrible, and I'm like, I guess I'll just guess.
Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah, I think so. I had never played any of the games like before, like 3 months ago or whatever. Like I didn't play them when I was a kid, and so kind of going in and playing Alice in Wonderland was the first level that I played, and I just I didn't get it, and so that was bad. And then Deep Jungle really did a number on me, but I pushed through.
Yeah, because Alice in Wonderland has a lot of the same issues with like Deep Jungle because you're supposed to go find these different things, and there are so many stupid secret doors in Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have to hit this
It's
bridge.
almost
Oh, I
as
have
if
to be
the
big.
entire
Oh, I have to be
game
small.
suffers from this problem.
Yeah, I appreciated like going back to it like multiple times later. I appreciated stuff like Alice in Wonderland and Hollow Bastion of like these intentionally complex levels. They're a little bit misleading, but it's I feel like the lack of a map, like a real map, makes everything like very confusing. But that's something I've always had a problem with Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I wonder because that game came out when in like 2002 or something.
2002.
And so I feel like, back when like, we were kids or whatever, we'd be like, oh, these games are so epic. They're so big. They're huge. And really, it's just 4 screens and you just have to go at them at different points. I feel like as a kid, like we wouldn't have understood that. We'd be like, wow, this game is big. This is deep.
To be fair,
Yeah.
like that, like the early 3D and games like that were big because growing up as a kid playing Mario, like you only have one direction. You don't even have, 2 or 3.
Mhm.
So having an actual 3D world and stuff like that where there's four doors, that
And having them like be Disney worlds too, like you're exploring these things that are deeply linked to like everyone's childhood.
mhm.
And I'll say like the 4 doors argument is even like worse in Kingdom Hearts 2 of like we haven't gotten there yet, but I adore that game, but it is like way less interesting to explore than Kingdom Hearts 1.
Christian, what's your least favorite world?
Man, I've been thinking about it. I think I'm gonna say Agrabah.
Agrabah can be a little stressful, especially in town fighting the things.
The big pot guy.
The big guys. That's when they really get more introduced, right? Like,
Yeah, the fire spitting big dudes.
Oh,
yeah,
God,
those are
man.
nice.
Those guys suck. They're bad scene.
Kingdom Hearts really loves the "you have to attack me from behind" enemy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like the world music also like gets really old really fast for me.
And
I
just
totally,
specifically
I'm totally
Agrabah.
with you.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them. Some of them will eventually like the Monstro level. That one also is up there as far as like the music gets old kind of quick. But like for me, like more than the other world, I think Agrabah. Like it's kind of like a droning. Like it's pretty like I don't know. I don't want to get into it, but
I totally get it. Yeah. I can
Sorry,
listen to that.
I'm playing them back in my head trying to figure out which is the worst. Jake, what was your least favorite?
Monstro. Hated
Yeah.
it. I can't stand Pinocchio to begin with anyway.
Monstro is the worst level design in that game. I have to
It-
agree.
It's just
Not like the opening area where it's just his mouth.
Right.
But
It's
going through all those random doors, you want to talk about bad level design and trying to figure out where the fuck you need to go.
Yeah.
It's
It's
monster.
like it's not until you actually go through all of them to like, okay, this is chamber 3. Okay, this is chamber 4. All right, this is chamber 6. Okay, I'm gonna go through this one, and it's just
Yeah.
But shout out to Hollow Bastion though, because when you have to fight the wyverns and then you fall to the bottom and you have to work your way back up.
The enemies can't be around for you to activate the elevators, so you have to kill all the
Fuck.
enemies.
Oh god.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I know.
that's stressful.
I love Hollow Bastion, but yeah, that part's just stupid.
Yeah. Mike,
Matt, what about you? Did you say your least favorite? level?
So it's hard, yeah, like because Alice in Wonderland, Deep Jungle, and Monstro all kind of share those problems. I have to give it up to Deep Jungle though, just because there's also not even trying to navigate where you need to go. There's also the difficult problem of which vine you need to climb, the fucking hippos. Yeah,
I like
the truffle fight too.
oh, yes.
That stupid thing, and just in that secluded area is just so dumb. And then you
I
have
like-
to climb up and
no
Also-
one picked. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna say also Deep Jungle is where the first difficulty spike happens.
Oh yeah.
That boss battle, definitely a lot harder than everything else, and it's like, okay, I'll go grind for half an hour.
I feel like it's true. The boss in Alice in Wonderland too.
For
to
some reason,
extent.
that boss was always easier. I always lucked out and like instead of like getting hit, I got knocked up and then like get attacked.
Yeah,
so,
I
but-
wonder. I like that none of us chose Olympus Coliseum because we all just fucking love battle arenas. Every single goddamn PS2 game had some sort of battle arena that you could just.
And like
go
people will
into.
say like the Coliseum is a mini game. I don't see it as a mini game. I just love the Coliseum. I love having to go through challenge rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, they incorporated it into the world, the lore of Kingdom Hearts very well.
Best
Mike,
Disney movie?
of the levels you played, what's your least favorite?
Deep Jungle is the one that drove me to just say, fuck it, I'm following a wiki for this entire game.
yeah.
And then Red Dead came out and I stopped playing everything.
Sounds about right.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that's Kingdom Hearts 1.
Yeah, that's Kingdom Hearts 1.
Unless
Yeah.
JT, do you want to have one last swan song for Kingdom Hearts?
I mean, shout out to like the fun secret bosses in Kingdom Hearts 1. It was a lot of fun for me in this
Like
one.
Kurt Zisa, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ziza.
And-
Ziza.
Yeah. Shout out to the
It's
fact that I can
easy.
actually beat them.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could beat that guy. I was level 92 or 93. I still haven't beaten Sephiroth.
The Peter Pan
you
Phantom
haven't beat
boss
Sephiroth?
can go fuck itself. I hate that secret boss.
Wait, which one?
The Peter Pan Phantom
Oh,
dude.
Phantom.
Oh, that was
Once you know how to
sucks.
do that one, though, it's not
yeah,
that bad.
it
Still hate it, though.
sucks.
I-
But
I've-
it's not the worst.
I've never been one to try to go after a secret boss. I'm just there for the story. I want to get in, get out. Like I'm not really about trying to 100% or.
Because
I feel like-
Sephiroth, I feel like this Sephiroth is better than the second one.
It's
for
definitely
difficulty-wise
a lot
and
harder.
more-
Yeah.
It's a lot harder and just I don't know, just more pleasing to defeat.
I'm normally with you, Christian, on like secret bosses, but there is something about Kingdom Hearts that I always want to find them and fight
I
them.
definitely like the look of them. Like I'm like, oh, that looks like a cool thing to encounter. But like as far as, and I wouldn't mind finding one and then just going into the battle like knowing I'll lose. But I don't really. Usually I'm like, just want to get on with the stories. That's why I don't usually like spend time to try to like make an actual like grind or figure out the attack pattern or anything like that. Like
That's actually one of my favorite parts of those because there is a lot of more puzzle mechanic to the secret bosses. Whereas like the regular bosses, you're just kind of just hacking away.
Yeah.
And shout out to Shadow Colossus, one of my favorite games. Like each boss is a puzzle. So I do
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
appreciate that. Cass and Sam, opinions on secret bosses?
I liked what was the one in Agrabah?
Kurt Ziza.
That one was cool, and that was like a kid, right? Like that was some dude who like won a
He won a
contest. That was his
contest,
name.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I didn't beat any of them, but it was cool to see.
Yeah, when I played through these games originally, I played some of the secret bosses, and I still have nightmares about some of those. I think it was 2 that has a secret boss in the desert on
That's
the
one.
carpet, and I think about that a lot when I'm feeling down and dark. So yeah, I didn't dive into it this time, but much respect to those of you that can do it. Also, I would like to highlight before we close out one, simple and clean.
Oh,
man.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's
the way to
do
do
a theme. No,
A
I don't
theme?
know.
Yeah.
I can.
I mean, simple and clean. Like, what a fucking banger! Jesus.
Simple and clean is so good. It's been used 5 times.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
every time I think
But-
they can remix it even better, they do it.
Yeah, they do.
I was just gonna say you guys haven't played Dream Drop Distance yet, but you're in for a treat.
Dream Drop or 0.2, which
I think 0.2 is my favorite.
0.2's got a dope simple.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man.
I'm ready. My ears are ready.
Wibbly wobbly. Love it.
all
But in
right.
general, just like it's been really fun revisiting this talk about like Kingdom Hearts 1. Like it just meant like so much to me in general. Like the story just was exactly what I needed at the time, and every time they iterate on it, like it's just like it's exactly what I need. So
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts was actually a great game for the time where I was. Just I think I was in middle school. There's no other game like it at that time, and there still isn't really.
Yeah. It's very I think the way I described it was it's like its own kind of fairy tale in a weird way.
Mhm.
But I kind of like that. Kind of like it is very Disney in its the way it tells its story, or the emotions behind them at least.
I like Epic Mickey better.
All right, that's fair. I guess shut it all down. Epic Mickey.
Whoa.
Best, all
right,
best
next.
Disney game.
Next limited edition, Epic Mickey. Can't wait to get through all those.
Yeah.
games.
It's just gonna be Mike by himself.
3DS games included.
Oh god.
Fuck, I forgot about that.
So that's Kingdom Hearts 1. So let's get the Mike report. What do you think? Where are you at?
The same place I was at like 20 minutes ago. Kingdom Hearts 2.
And that's fair because
Nope.
not a lot really happens in 1.
Yeah.
We're
no?
gonna get through some shit.
Yeah.
We're about to get through the starting.
Yeah,
of
by
some shit.
by comparison, like a lot happens in 1, but like by comparison, nothing happens.
A lot happens in 1 that we don't even know about until like 3 or 4 games later.
1 is setting up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's putting a lot of
Yeah.
things into motion.
Yeah.
It's funny because yesterday I was working on the new theme song for this because, I work on things when there's only 2 episodes left. And I went through the vocal track for Sora for all of Kingdom Hearts 1, and I listened to like 15 minutes of dialogue, and it's like, fuck, nothing happens in this fucking game. Cool, Kyrie saves them at some point, and like they lose heart, and it's a happy ending. Cool, great. On to the next
Is
one.
it a happy ending though?
Is it a happy ending?
It's
I
kind
would
of
say
If you
it's
just listen
one,
to
of,
it, yeah.
it's one of the happier endings.
It's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I'll
it's-
come back.
She's a
for-
princess, cool.
He yells as she
He
disappears.
disappears. And then cue an amazing song.
And then Q, I'll come back for you at the end of the next one.
He actually doesn't really, but we'll. Get
He
into
never
that.
comes back,
We'll
really.
get into that when we get to. But first, Chain of Memories. Who wants to take this? one?
Oh man.
Mike does. Mike, what's your take on Chain of Memories?
Well, no. We need a summary. We need a summary first.
No. I want to know what he knows about these games before the actual game
Okay, yeah.
summary.
Mike.
That's what I want.
What do you think?
In the early 2000s in like New York, you go into the streets and you go to flea markets and they sell those bootleg chains, and each link is like a memory. And they would sell like bootleg hollow ones, and you could tell they're bootleg because they're hollow, but the legit ones are like solid. So like I used to have a really bootleg New York Yankees like medallion. But I always used to hide the back because I didn't want people to remember that I was a fake ass bitch, and that's Chain of Memories.
It's just so specific. I can't, like, why was that in New York City? Like,
Mike, take that summary.
Chinatown,
and
man.
Say it for coded, and you got it 100%.
yeah, you nailed it. That was honestly
That was-
101.
That was 100% coded.
There was one line you said though that really is on point though. And
I know my lore.
I'll wait till later to review
All right.
it.
Who wants to do the summary for a chain?
God, not for Chain of Memory, no.
I can do
Let me
Chain
get
of
this one
Memories.
because I really I
Okay.
enjoy
Hit me
Chain
with
of
that.
Memories.
I like Chain of Memories too.
You're the only other person.
Yeah.
I like it. These two.
I like the story of Chain of
I
Memories.
love
There
it.
you
It's
go.
one of
There
my
you go. I'm with
favorite
Alex.
Games. That's one of my favorite out of the whole thing.
Oh,
Of the spin-offs,
But before Sam starts, I just want to say in general, I'm gonna probably try not to give any recaps because I feel like I oversimplify them. Like I just give like 1, 2, 3. That's what happened. Like
It's sad. It's happy. It's over.
We'll let you do coded. We'll let you do coded.
Yeah, well, you do coded. I'll take.
Okay, I'll do coded.
I do not want
Alright,
Dream Drop Distance.
Sam,
so
take it away.
I'll take Birth My Sleep.
Sam, hit me with
Okay, so Chain of Memories picks off where was it the secret ending or
so
the
it's not
after credit
it's
scene?
the after credit scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
The after credit scene of 1 picks up. You're following what's the dog? Pluto.
Pluto.
You're following Pluto and you come to this castle. And Hot Dog, what's it called? Castle Oblivion?
Castle
Yes.
Oblivion,
And then-
got it.
Enter Organization 13.
Hey.
Bum, bum, bum.
And somehow Sora loses his memories. Oh, Namine. So there's a
How
witch.
could you forget?
There's a witch named Namine, I guess. We find that out later. And she's replacing Sora's memories with her instead of Kairi, right?
Yes.
And then you have to go through and fight simplified versions of all of the levels minus Deep Jungle from the original game because they lost the licensing on Tarzan.
Oh wow,
I'm
we
so
didn't
sad
even,
about
we didn't
that.
even do that much research.
So
damn.
sad about that.
I remember. I think Andrew, one of the other hosts from Gun Gold, I think he gave us that little nugget of truth. So shout out to him. But yeah, and then it's also a card game. You get cards for attacks, which was a really interesting / hard mechanic. But I think that was cool. And then let's see what else happens in the story. So you meet like all of the members of Organization 13, or most of them.
At least some of them. The ones that are
Some of them.
stationed in the castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7,
Yeah.
I believe.
Who is it? Larksine.
Larksine.
the other
Marluxia.
emo, Axel.
Got it memorized.
I don't know. I don't remember their fucking names. Sorry. Aqua. No, not Aqua.
Oh, Marluxia. That's the main.
Marluxia.
Yeah.
Who's the one with the fucking things? The yellow?
Lights are soon.
That's Larksine.
She was
Mantis?
thick.
She was thick. Okay.
Now the truth comes out. Now we're getting into real recap territory.
Yeah, let's play the game. Which Organization 13 member would you bang?
Alex, what's the lore and the thickness of Organization 13 members?
Axel.
Big boys on there, I can tell you what.
Thickest has to go to what the frig is his name? We just talked about him too.
Lexius.
Lexian, obviously.
Lexius. Yeah. Thick thighs.
Thick thighs save lives on that dude. Just destroy Matt.
Man, not only does he have thick thighs, he's got a big ass. So.
Yeah, and that's what hard. You got most of them though, Sam.
Yeah. Let me continue. So recapping, and then we find out that some of the Organization 13 members are working against each other secretly a little bit. One Axel, I think we find out, is like working with, I don't know, maybe he has blue hair. I don't know. They're working together, but they're double crossing each other. I don't know. There's some bullshit that happens.
This is why I wanted to do it this way. Because it's a lot more fun.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
I'm not sorry.
So Sonic is part of the organization.
If Sonic
then
becomes
anyways,
an
you find
Organization
out-
13 member,
You find out that Namine has been replacing Sora's memories, and then Sora goes into some bubble to get him back for like a year or something.
Yeah.
That is my book report on Chain of Memories. And then he plays
A
Riku.
plus.
I forgot about that. He
Yes,
plays
I was about-
Riku,
yeah,
and, he goes into the darkness. He lets darkness into his heart, I think. Christian, you're giving me looks like I'm wrong, and I'm sorry.
No,
that's
You're
what I got from
you're
that.
close.
You're close, yeah.
You're close.
Okay. That
It
was my
gets-
book
it gets
report on
really
Chain
this,
of Memories.
this game is all about what you think this game is about because it's not going to tell you.
True.
You gotta take make the most of it, you know.
Exactly.
No,
Oh,
that was
boy.
perfect. It's my canon now, at least for sure. So
Was I wrong?
no, you
No, no, you,
What did I miss?
I was being genuine.
Nothing you know is wrong.
I will say this game did really well introducing some of the new characters that we
Yeah.
never met yet.
That's true.
Introducing the castle
There's
because we never get the name Castle Oblivion right in this one.
I think we do.
I
thought we did,
I
yeah.
feel like we did.
I think
thought it
Marluxia
was-
refers to it
yeah.
as Castle Oblivion.
Got it. Okay. But
Um,
getting these new characters and yeah, but I'll let other people talk
Well, yeah,
about it.
this game actually did a really good job, exposition-wise, on the Organization 13 members. I think at least in some point even a little better than 2 did, just between some of the conversations they were having, stuff like that.
Yeah, because I think did they call it Organization 13 or did they just
call it
refer
the
to
They call it the Organization.
Okay, that was the thing. We didn't get Organization 13's full name. We just
Until-
got the organization.
Yeah, I think
Mm.
it's cool. I don't know. It's a good setup as far as like because I do think you kind of get the gist of it if you jump right into 2. And
Do you?
I don't think at all. I can't believe people skip this
you
game.
can
You
skip this
yeah.
game, just because
You
a lot of
miss
the
a-
nuances are just kind of there
'Cause, like,
for that game.
in the original version of 2, when you like meet the organization for the first time, it like your journal updates with like everything about all of the other members that were in Chain of Memories, and you're just pretty much caught up as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But
If you're someone who
it's-
reads the journal,
But how many people actually read those?
I read them like religiously, so maybe
That's
How
why
many
Alex
regular people-
is our lore master.
yeah. Maybe it's because I go deep on these games, so I don't know. It's
Alex, I read them. I don't know that I am able to live while seeing the little new notification
Exactly.
in the
Yeah.
menu.
Yeah.
I gotta clear those out every time. I'm reading.
gotta
the
go in.
reports.
I don't care what kind of Heartless it is. Oh, this one was
Nope.
cool. The
I gotta
end.
see. Show me how many treasures are in the level. I gotta know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them all.
The fact that Kingdom Hearts 1 did not tell you how many treasures
Yeah.
were in each level still kills me a little to this day.
But I want to give a shout out to the gameplay of this game because it was very different. And at the beginning, I fucking hated it. It was like I'm not gonna like do all these like combos. And but I think by the end of the Sora story and like even like through Riku, like I was like able to figure out how to like chain all these things, how to chain all of these memories. how to like chain all of the attacks together, and I was like wrecking people, and it was a lot of fun. So I don't know. Maybe I'm on the wrong
Sam,
side of history here.
You only played Rechain Memories, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't
so-
play it for what did it come out on the
GBA.
Advance?
Boy Advance.
Game Boy Advance in 2003 or 4.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So until you said card game, I forgot that I totally owned and played this game when it originally came out.
That's awesome.
So
Ironically, also the only Metal Gear Solid game I ever played was the card one.
Yeah.
There's a card-
Acid?
There's a
Yeah,
there's a
something like that.
card
Oh,
one.
fuck. Acid.
Yeah.
There's 2 card ones.
Wow.
PSP.
Yeah. 2 had that like scope for your PSP. I don't know. It was weird. So who here has actually played the original Game Boy Advance version?
Oh yeah.
Not all the way through, but yeah.
Yeah, not all the way through Micus either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who remembers the level design in the Game Boy Advance version?
Yeah. It's
Yeah, I
like
do.
I
2D, right?
drastically preferred the level design in the remake version. Especially
Yeah, I
on
like the
fucking
remake.
Monstro.
Oh,
Monstro
yeah.
is where I stopped playing on Chain Memories, the original Game Boy Advance version.
Same.
Yeah.
That's another one of those things where I played it so far ago, and all those memories have been replaced with the memories of like the HD remix, and when it came out on PS2, when they remade it before the
nominee.
so like I still remember a lot of it, but not enough to be like, oh yeah, like I remember this level design or this or that. I mainly just remember the story beats.
So what is the difference? Because the remaster, to me, is essentially every level is the same, but with a new skin over top.
So in
It's like
the original,
the same set
it's
of pre-made
a
rooms.
isometric view.
Oh,
So it plays a lot like insert isometric Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like a Zelda
Was the action real time in the
Yeah.
Advance
No,
version?
you would cut like if you touch an enemy on the map, you would cut to like
Oh,
a
that's
battle
right.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be
Yeah.
a lot
Be like
like,
a small room.
how like Pokemon Let's Go is like where you see Pokemon and then you'd battle.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Limited Edition Pokemon. I'm your host, Mike.
You still have to wait, sir.
Which again, Monstro had way too many enemies, and that's what broke me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would touch an enemy, and then it would be kind of like more of a. God,
You get
Less
you get
isometric.
a pasted background, and then you could just go. Is it just left and right?
It
Maybe
looks
up and
like a
down?
Mortal
left
Kombat
and right.
arena.
Yeah,
Like it's
Yeah.
that angle.
Interesting.
yeah.
That you would fight each other. And you can run around, like you can still try and dodge and stuff like that.
Which shout out to this game. Some people forget that the Game Boy Advance version did have a versus mode. You could like tether
That's true.
two Game Boys.
Yeah,
Mhm.
And
nobody did it, but
I
Yeah.
wish more people had.
Do you
Chain
play
of Memories
Kingdom
just
Hearts?
like just like you know, the best game on Game Boy Advance, Mega Man Battleship Challenge that nobody ever bought.
It's true. Or the Four Swords bit of A Link to the Past on Game Boy Advance.
Or that Sonic Game Boy Advance game, and that's not a joke.
No, that was actually a good one.
No, Sonic
Actually-
Advance, those games are actually
Yeah.
dope.
I actually did execute on link cables with my Game Boy Advance, so I live a privileged life, is what I'm saying.
I didn't have 4 friends, so
I only had 2 friends, but we made it happen.
Donald and Goofy.
Yeah, it was Donald Goofy. God.
Yeah, good boys.
I would say like the thing that with Chain of Memories that I've appreciated going back to it and actually replaying it, which I didn't do until the kind of remake. I think it just has a very sweet story. Like I think there is a lot of you see a different side of Sora in this game. You see a different side of Riku in this game. I think they like emotionally challenge those characters in a lot of different ways. Like this is playing as Riku for the first time in the series, like his whole side of the game, and like he sucks in the first Kingdom Hearts game. Like
He's barely a character in Kingdom Hearts.
He's
1.
very bad and very shitty. And then this game kind of immediately turns that on its head and makes you sympathize with him in a really great way. So that when he leaves here and he's grown and he's stronger, and he leaves with Mickey, like you are optimistic about where that's going. It makes you feel for him more throughout Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it does the most justice to Riku.
Yeah, Riku trying to figure out and learn how to fight the darkness and use that power.
The Sora ending is like definitely sad as
Yeah.
well. Because, you know, Namine has kind of been trying to help you how she can throughout the entire story. And for better or worse, she's sort of building these bonds with you and offers you the choice at the end of like, hey,
Man,
I can put you all back together, but you're going to forget me completely and I won't be a part of your life. And I was kind of surprised because I
Bye,
never played
Namine.
this game.
Yeah.
I expected Sora to like Deus Ex Machina something where everything was going to work out okay. But yeah, he just ices her. It's like, okay, that's
But,
fine.
like,
It's worth it.
I mean,
You feel that decision though of like
Yeah.
Oh, I get
I'll-
it. I get it, but it is sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's very sad. Like it's tough too, and I think it's the first time Sora has to kind of let somebody go too.
Yeah.
But that's also like you get to see another example of just like, I don't know how, I want to say how pure or optimistic, but like there are better words to use in that, but you learn more about the way he thinks. He says like, hey, even though I forget, you know, just the fact that we're doing this right now means somewhere inside me that memory exists, even if I can't recollect it. And so in a way, yes, that promise will always be there. This meeting will always
Yeah,
have
Sora
happened.
is that guy at parties you have a great time with, you run into the day after and he doesn't know you at all.
He's me. Oh god.
Alex, I'm so glad you remembered me after
Dude, of course, never forget. But Mike, I just want you to know that memories being etched into someone's heart becomes like a literal mechanic in this universe.
Oh yeah.
Is it like a U-draw mechanic where you have to actually?
There's no actual drawing, but people will use
Shame.
that to their advantage as the games go on.
It's
It's
like
a little wild.
it actually turns into like Infamous Second Son, where you turn the PS4 controller on the side and you shake up the spray can.
Oh god, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was actually cool. I actually
did
enjoyed doing
forget.
that.
I didn't mind it.
Shake
I also appreciate the subplot of this game with the Riku replica because it's basically near.
Don't
Yes,
say anything.
you know,
I
Christian.
haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Wow, spoilers, Cass.
It's
All right,
not
fine.
even like that. It's just
Oh
you know
my
the
God.
nature of existence. It's no near spoilers.
I'm gonna tell you the ending to Dream Drop Distance. Here you go.
I also want to like I love that the Riku replica just pieces out before the end of this game. The next time we see him is in the trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3. So like, we live in a weird world. So.
Oh, and it's just gonna get weirder.
There were some people torn on that, by the way. I'm pretty convinced that that's Replica Riku, but some people were like,
I think that Replica Boy's just out there.
Oh wait, I guess I'll wait on the other thing they think it might be.
Yeah, wait on that.
Later.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to hear what it might be.
I have an idea now that he
in
said that. What he thinks.
put a pin in it.
Yeah, put a pin.
Okay,
in
so
it.
wait, I can probably say like what, and we can talk about the how later.
Okay.
So
we'll just talk about it later.
Just wait. There's one. I don't want to spoil anything.
Because just you saying like what people might think it is later got gears going in my head, and I probably know what you're gonna say. So I don't want to throw anything out there that throws gears into you guys' heads. Like, oh shit, you just spoiled all the games for me.
But
this is a safe recap.
Here's the funny thing. We could spoil the ending of Dream Drop Distance for these guys, and they still wouldn't believe us.
Yeah.
That's true.
So that
You're
already said it.
You're in deep Kingdom Hearts water.
Like, I cannot wait for you guys to play those.
I know. Please let us know after you're
Seriously,
done playing Dream Drop Distance.
Throw
and
up an
0.2.
episode and talk about it because you will have the same reaction we did.
Yeah,
it was awesome. I'll say
that is the
someone
one.
who
That
got
is the
to
one I'm for
experience
sure making time to play again.
0.2.
Well, no, that and no, I don't. No, 0.2 is too recent, but Dream Drop Distance, I'm definitely playing that again before. 3 drops.
It's fun watching people replay Kingdom Hearts on Twitch right now because every single person I've seen 3 people stream Kingdom Hearts, and every single person's like, "Yeah, I'm skipping Chain of Memories," and I'm like,
"No,
why? Why are you skipping that one?"
Well, please, when we talked about Chain of Memories on this show, you two hated it.
I mean, I don't
hear. We love the story, hate the gameplay.
I would say play Chain of Memories on easy and just have a good time.
Yeah,
I'm one of the people. I really enjoy the gameplay of the card mechanics. Like
I do too.
And
It's the only game that actually has like, well, actually Dream Drop does too, but a learning curve to it. And once you get good at it, it's a lot of fun. I thought. A lot more fun than 358/2 days, but we'll get into that later.
Oh, that's a story. I call recap on that one.
Okay.
I think that's it for.
Is
there a secret movie?
There's not a secret movie. There's a secret image.
Wait, hold on. Mike has a
serious question.
Yeah.
Talking about replicas and shit. Are we talking about like Blade Runner replicants or like something like clones?
There is like one replica of a dude.
There's an organization member that can create things. And that's basically all we know. So
that's his name.
He's like the scientist of the group.
He's a scientist. Yeah, his name is Vexen. He looks really shitty and sounds really shitty.
He does look shitty. Like he's the most unfortunate looking organization
I can tell you from right now.
And like almost everyone else in that group, like
he look like they're all like beautiful.
Everyone else in that group is good looking. Yeah. That guy is.
Vexen's got like 14 eyebrows. Like.
Yeah, so he's like a fucking spider. Cool.
He's like his brow situation is just very bad.
Yeah. His cheekbones. Yeah.
And he makes a replica of Riku to fuck with Sora. And but that was the only time it really happened. It does kind of happen in 358 as well, but there's 2 ever robots made and they're just out there. Still. Like they're still very much relevant.
Okay, so they're robots.
I guess.
And we're just gonna be sitting on the beach.
That was like my main question.
That's all that matters.
Just according to the trailer. Yeah. So that's Chain of Memories. Mike, what do you think?
Just takes me back to that flea market, man. It's great.
Shout out to Chinatown.
It's a really important day in your life, Mike, and I respect that.
We're gonna bring it back. Don't worry.
Wait, so since we got to the end, like I guess so we've talked about all the story points. So what you mentioned earlier, Mike, you actually were on point with one of the fake story points you were saying. You were saying each chain was a memory, and that's where the name comes from. Once you've saved Nominee and you need to regain your memories, she says, well, yeah, you haven't actually lost the memories. They're all like pieces of chains in you, and I just took apart the links, and so to fix the memories, I'm going to relink those memories together, those chains.
Yeah, I know.
Oh wait, you played it? I thought you said.
No.
Tom, I'm fucking.
The confidence with which you said "I know" though was perfect.
It was a perfect delivery. Yeah, it was.
One thing we did forget to say that so there is no secret movie. There is a image that will play if you do a certain amount of things. And it's an image of an unknown boy sitting in Twilight Town.
Pinocchio.
Oh yeah.
Who this boy? Let's find out who
Who
this
this boy?
boy.
Where
let's,
he at?
let's get into Kingdom Hearts.
Let's spend 4 hours talking about it.
All right, Mike. Give
Mike.
us the summary.
The mic take of Kingdom Hearts 2.
So that same flea market, they had a bootleg copy of Nelly's hit album Nellyville. So I picked that up, obviously, with the titular song "Hot in Her," and boy, was that day hot. So I went to a little ice cream truck, and I really wanted some sea salt ice cream, but they didn't have it. And all I remember is sitting on top of a building for like 12 hours during some tutorial and eating some ice cream, and that's Kingdom Hearts 2.
God damn it. God damn it.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. There are at least 17 separate shots of like people sitting on buildings eating ice cream throughout this series. So
I love how the
358 blows that out of the water. I actually I
Yeah.
legitimately did count.
oh my god, yes. I
Yeah.
wanted someone to.
I love how there's an opening image of Sora when you're like doing the new game or load game, and he's got the sea salt ice cream. He never even has one. Like, come on, dude.
Oh, you mean?
Sure.
Well, he does. We'll get into
wait.
it in 2, but at
Well-
the end of Twilight Town, in one of the boxes, there's a...
Oh yeah, and there's like
Oh.
art of him. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Boom. All right, who wants to take Kingdom Hearts 2?
This is my precious baby.
I was hoping you would take
Here
it.
you go.
I absolutely will. I accept your challenge. Mike, you pretty much nailed it, so I'm just gonna kind of
Thanks.
go off of what you said. There's a long tutorial. You play as a boy named Roxas, and then we gotta get thrown into this larger narrative about a man named Diz who is angry about his apprentices, and he's being helped by Ansem from the first game. Like, it immediately gets buck wild. These are all like separate scenes to you playing as Roxas. He finds out he is in a fake town in a computer. This is all real also. I just want to reiterate. And that's also going to come back into play apparently. He's in a fake town that's actually in a computer in a real town that looks exactly the same in a mansion in the mansion's basement. And so Roxas is like, why would you throw me in here? Turns out Roxas is Sora's nobody, which is if you lose your heart is consumed in darkness and becomes a heartless. And your body, if you had a strong heart, turns into a creature called a nobody, which is just kind of like a corpse without a body. Or not necessarily a corpse, but
Corpse without a heart.
a soul without a heart. They often refer to it as like nobody's being like the soul or the
Incomplete.
shell. Yeah. And if you're a really strong heart, obviously when you lose your heart, your body retains mostly its shape. And those are like the most powerful nobodies. Those are the people that run Organization 13. So Roxas finds all this out. And he's like, all right. And he gives up and kind of goes back to Sora. And then Sora awakens from his pod from the end of Chain of Memories. And is kind of flung back into the world of adventure. You go to all the Disney worlds. He finds out about Organization 13, stop them trying to figure out what their real goal is, chasing them through all the Disney worlds. You go to Agrabah again at one point. I don't know how the music is. I don't remember. I think it's better. And it all kind of culminates with... Man, there's a lot going on in the background of Kingdom Hearts 2, guys. Like, Kairi gets kidnapped. Roxas might kind of still be around. Axel is the one that kidnapped Kairi. He's from Chain of Memories. The organization members are kind of like you're fighting them as you go along.
Boy,
you fight
are
1,000
you.
Heartless.
Boy, are you.
You fight 1,000 Heartless at one point. You go into a computer and meet Tron. Eventually, you get to the world that never was. Just to kind of get to like the actual important stuff. Kind of trying to find the organization still. Trying to now find Kairi because she got kidnapped. And you go to their home base, which is in the world that never was. It's like right on the edge of darkness. Fight your way through the organization. And you finally meet the Ansem that I mentioned from the beginning of the game. He comes back. It turns out that was Riku, because he kind of gave into the darkness to kidnap Roxas. We'll get into that in 358. I don't know if any of this.
Thanks.
I know you were really worried about that one, so
I'm so worried. Honestly, I started kind of cracking up when you said you go into a computer and you meet Tron. That kind of like fucking broke me for a
you go to
second.
another computer to meet Tron. There are a lot of computers.
Cool.
And then you end up fighting the organization, defeating most of them. Finally, with Xemnas, you and Riku kind of work together. He manages to summon a Keyblade now, and you fight Xemnas and kind of end up in the world of darkness, kind of by accident because you were so close to it. Xemnas was trying to grow Kingdom Hearts from all the Heartless being defeated by Keyblade wielders. He's trying to like make an actual Kingdom Hearts, the Heart of All Worlds, out of the hearts of many, many, many Heartless. He doesn't end up winning. Man, I don't want to even get into the Ansem the Why stuff. That's just a whole other conversation. And Riku and Sora win, but they're kind of stuck in darkness. And then Sora opens up a bottle, finds a note from Kairi from the very beginning of the game that she just blindly threw into some water somewhere. And Sora finds this bottle in the land of darkness on this beautiful, serene beach. Reads the note, and a door to light opens up and takes them back home to Destiny Islands.
What's
the end of Kingdom Hearts 2?
What's the line? Is it 2 worlds, 1 sea,
one sky, one destiny?
That's it.
Yeah, maybe I got you.
And one thing I
My
did
favorite Nelly
forget to do, say on Kingdom Hearts 1, to open Kingdom Hearts in that game, they had to get the 7 princesses, which, Mike, you actually touched on.
And they were also making Kingdom Hearts from the hearts of worlds that they were consuming into the darkness. Which, it's a normal thing.
I would like to interject for a second that Into the Spider-Verse just won a Golden Globe for Best Animated Picture. But yeah, we could continue.
That's great.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to them. That's Kingdom Hearts 2. How do people feel about Kingdom Hearts 2?
Alex, can you explain to me all the you said you didn't want to touch on, so there's Ansem, the wise.
Yes.
And then that's the good guy.
Oh god, this is the question.
And I'm sure I'll learn more about it later, but
Can I tackle Ansem?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, can we do the quote? Can we do the Sora quote? Ansem, I mean, Xehanort's heartless. I mean.
Oh yeah.
So, Alex, I'll take this if you don't mind.
Oh, Christian.
No. Christian wants to take it.
No, go ahead.
No, Christian, this is all you.
Tell me about Ansem.
Man, well, how far do you want me to go back? Like, all right, so
Birth.
No, not for maybe just Kingdom Hearts 2.
by sleep.
Yeah.
So
Shit, that was accidental.
Bam.
Got him.
Hallow Bastion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It used to be a place called Radiant Garden.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a top dog there named Ansem the Wise. He took on an apprentice. That apprentice turned on him. Then when he fell into darkness, split into 2 people. One of them was Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, who you fought in Kingdom Hearts 1. And the other part was Xemnas, who you fought in Kingdom Hearts 2. And because of his failure to his apprentice and being betrayed and all that, he went into the exile, took on the name Diz, that dude in the masks and all that stuff. Why the name Diz? Well, it's short for Darkness in Zero.
Disney.
And
Wait.
That's as far as I'll go there. Oh, by the way, his apprentice. I don't think it's a spoiler, but you're then revealed in Kingdom Hearts 2 that the apprentice that betrayed him and that split into 2 became Ansem and Xemnas. His real name is Xehanort.
It's the first time we ever hear Xehanort.
Yeah.
Mike, it's here.
But then
Xehanort?
why did
Xehanort.
When he split into 2, though, why did he call himself Ansem? Well, that was his master's name. He just took on the name. And why does nobody take on the name Xemnas? Well, Xemnas is Ansem split up. And it's an anagram of Ansem with added the letter X to that, too. You'll notice all the organization members.
Give it to you.
Yeah.
And I will mention that for many years, my screen name was Trix Chasen, which is my nobody name. It's the X with Christian split up.
We've all made it. I was pissed off because I already have an X in my name, so it makes
real talk. Like,
Alex.
are all the user
XALX.
names on PSN out there with all the X's? Are they Kingdom
Are
Hearts?
they
fans?
just They're just Kingdom Hearts
Oh,
fans.
I'm sorry. This may be a spoiler, but anyone with an X in their name has been Norded. So
Oh no!
So all the little hardcore scene kids are Norded.
all the kids got Norded.
Me and Sam are definitely Norded.
Man, I gotta update the Nord report.
We're not going to talk about the Nording yet, because that takes place later.
The great Nortoning. Yes.
no, it does,
But
but
let's get back to Alex's question. How did we feel about this game? Cass, let's
I'm-
start with you.
I'm curious.
So,
Sorry.
Go ahead,
Sam,
sorry,
did
go
that
ahead, Christian.
explanation make sense?
oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
you nailed
yeah,
it.
it's just like there's a good guy, there's a bad guy. The bad guy got split into two, and then the bad guy Xehanort is the bad guy from Birth by Sleep, right?
But we'll talk about.
We'll talk about that when we get to Bird by Sleep.
Yeah,
It's a bit more complicated than that.
But you mostly got it. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
But I mean,
Thanks.
if you guys say that makes sense, it's okay to say it really doesn't make sense. This is the part where it's gonna get.
So
I
here's
mean-
my problem, right? Because I like Kingdom Hearts and I like the Kingdom Hearts story, but they sure don't make it easy on themselves, right? Why?
No, they
why
don't.
does
Well-
Ansem's apprentice choose to have the same name as Ansem?
He's
And
still-
why, when Riku goes dark, does Riku choose the character form that we already
Well,
have two characters?
sure.
Ansem looks like that. Xemnas
There's-
looks like that. Why does
There's
Riku look
there's
like
an answer
that?
to
Alex,
Riku.
or someone else can go into
um,
that. Yeah.
Why Riku?
Oh,
is
man.
that. And without spoiling anything that comes later, I will say this. So Riku at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, when you're fighting him and stuff like that, in Hollow Bastion, and then you fight Ansem and everything like that, you're actually fighting like kind of like a possessed Riku. Because at the end of the game, you see Riku, he's back in his original clothes behind the door trying to close it. Because that's his body.
That's his like heart body.
Yeah, he's never heartless to nobody. Let's make that clear right now.
Yeah, but he does
Right.
lose his body to.
He kind of loses his mind.
Yeah.
Like somebody
So it's
takes
just like
Ansem takes over his mind.
Yeah.
is using
So it's
his
just
body.
like he was possessed.
Yeah.
So when
Ansem
he,
the Heartless, not Ansem the Wise, right?
correct.
Him Seeker of Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Riku using that form and everything is because that's his. I don't want to say soul up, but it's still like there, ever present. He's still fighting that darkness. So when he gives into darkness to use that power, that's why it shows up as Ansem.
Yeah, because it is literally that part of that person's heart in him, still as like darkness. Not that like makes real sense at all, but that's just what it is. This is where we are. Don't worry, you'll get more of that.
I would also like to highlight going back to the very beginning of the game because Sam and I are playing through all of the games in succession. He's never played any of them. I've played 1 and 2, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we finished 1. We finished Chain of Memories. I'm starting to feel a little beat down. And then they come in with the anime music video at the beginning of this game, recapping Kingdom Hearts 1 and recapping Chain of Memories.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. That's some good content. If Kingdom Hearts 3 doesn't start with an anime cutscene with the Skrillex song over top,
Oh god.
they're going to be hearing from me. Square Enix is getting a letter.
An angry worded letter. Apparently, it's
Very
there. It's
friendly
out
wording.
there.
Yeah,
I believe in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're new leaks.
I've not watched it yet, but it exists.
Okay.
Um,
So let's get back to your original question, Alex. Cass, how did you feel about the game?
I like Kingdom Hearts 2. I remember loving it as a kid when I first played it. I liked playing through it again. I think the gameplay is significantly better than the first one. I like some of the worlds that they go to. I had forgotten some, so playing back through and seeing like Timeless River, like that stuff is super cool. I had forgotten about Tron. The story definitely gets a little wild, you know.
Yeah.
Diz, Darkness, and Zero, and what is a nobody, and who's the org, and but this was the first time that I had played it with the context of Chain of Memories, and it, you know, no joke, it makes a lot more sense, and they are starting to really tie some things together and build towards something. So I like Kingdom Hearts 2 a lot. It is a good game still.
yes. Yep. That's exactly what I would say too. Like, it holds up. It feels good. Plays well. Looks great. And the worlds you see are really special and really cool. Except for maybe Pirates of the Caribbean. Maybe that one.
Yeah, that one's still bad.
I think that's
That was a
all
little
of our
weird.
least favorite world in that game.
My least favorite, what's the Halloween Town?
Oh.
Yeah.
But I hate that movie in general. so.
Claus.
What? Dang.
No
Yeah.
votes for Atlantica. No votes for the
Hey,
rhythm mini.
hey. That is the best world in the game as far as I'm concerned.
No, no, it is not.
Can
You and
anybody?
Alex will
It's
die on
certainly
that
the
hill.
jolliest world in the game, and I will
It's
accept no
summer
less.
tonight.
Alex, it's something.
It's
I will
something.
give it.
It's something.
You
I'd recently
you put your
been told
crab keyblade away right now.
Matt's got his crab keyblade that you get in Atlantica.
I see.
Very important.
Is that a fucking crab on like the sword?
Yeah.
part?
Atlantica.
Great.
So I think
Yeah,
it's
like
what
the-
called.
It's Atlantica.
It's called Crab Claw or something like that. Is the name of the Keyblade?
Mike, I can't wait for you to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
I can't wait either, my friend.
This is gonna be something.
For the
Sam.
record, I was the first one to have everybody to pre-order it.
That's true.
Well,
But I was
put
I was
money
waiting for
down.
something.
We pre-ordered it
Yeah.
before you, but you're the first one. To
Well,
I paid in full.
Here's my $60. Game, please.
I paid for the $100 all-in package.
Yeah,
oh
he
my
did.
god, yes,
Mm.
dude.
Yeah, he did.
before there was the story so far edition.
Yeah.
Sam, how did you feel about Kingdom Hearts 2?
I really liked it. I thought it was kind of weird because maybe I'm misremembering, but I think in Kingdom Hearts 1, a lot of the bosses that you fought were like Disney characters. Maybe I'm wrong.
Right.
By
but
Jafar,
then in-
Ursula,
As well.
A lot of them were.
Yeah.
the Hunter.
But then in Kingdom Hearts 2, a lot of the bosses were heartless,
Or,
and I thought that was kind of
nobody's.
weird. Or nobody's.
Yeah.
But and so I don't know. I thought that was kind of weird that they like didn't have like Disney bosses.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was good. The story was like cool. It made a lot more sense. After playing since playing Chain of Memories, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah,
I'll say like,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, you got it, Matt.
I was just
Oh
gonna-
wait, I have one other thing I'd like to point out.
Yeah.
It was weird that they set up like Pete and Maleficent to be like the big bads throughout the whole game, and then the last level they're like, "I'll protect you, Sora." They're good guys now, I guess.
No, she wanted the castle.
But she like you never fight Maleficent.
It was like enemy of my
That was
enemy.
weird.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
okay with not. I'm
Uneasy
okay with not playing
alliance, Sam.
Yeah.
Come on.
know. Okay.
Do you watch wrestling, Sam?
They heel turn, whatever that shit's called. I don't know.
Listen,
Some
if
uneasy
Maleficent
alliances.
just came out and just curb stomped Sora, I would have been the happiest boy in the world.
Are you
Hey,
familiar
man, we
with the
haven't,
Shield,
we haven't
Sam?
played Kingdom Hearts 3 yet, dude. It's still on
That's
the
true.
table.
That's true.
Matt, what were you
yeah,
gonna
no,
say?
I was just gonna say there are a good number of Disney bosses though too. Scar.
Shout out to Jafar.
Yeah, Jafar's back. This time it's personal.
Jafar. There's another one I had on my list, but I already forgot it.
Technically, you fight Ursula.
Technically.
Technically.
In a dance.
I mean, listen, if you don't hit triangle, you don't stab her.
MCP. One of the bosses.
Sure.
there.
The Master
Pete.
Control Program, yeah.
Multiple times.
That was something.
Yeah, it doesn't have like the Maleficent, the Captain, whatever his face, Captain Hook, like
Captain, whatever his face.
Captain, whatever the fuck.
Captain
like, I
Alligator
feel like
Hand.
every world but Alice in Wonderland in the first game had some kind of Disney boss, I think. But save for like the original Kingdom Hearts worlds. But yeah, I feel like this has a good balance of,
Yeah.
of kind of new and old.
But also, Kingdom Hearts 1 it was more versus the villains in that one because
Right.
they had the
The
whole
Disney villains were like the big
round
bad in the game
table.
until the
Yeah.
end of the game.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
There's
Right.
some dude named Ansem, voiced by Billy Zane, and it's like, what?
Yeah. But Kingdom Hearts 2, yeah. Oh, he's dead.
No, I was just saying he's not in Kingdom Hearts anymore.
But I feel like Kingdom Hearts 2 did a really good job with the newer villains, especially with the final mix version where you can go back and fight all the organization members.
Oh, that was.
But I
Nice.
haven't done that yet because I'm just not a glutton for punishment, even though I
So
am.
good. It's so
I'm
good.
I'm trying to fight someone else right now. I
Yeah, I
still
know.
haven't done it. I did 2 hours of punishment today, and I'm just like, I'm done. Just done
Can't
right.
do this anymore.
Oh my god, I was so close. He had like 3 bars of health left, and I
Yeah, I didn't like
mistake.
Kingdom Hearts 2 for me is like the full package of Kingdom Hearts. It's like when I think of 1, it has all of this ancillary bullshit on the side that I like most of. Some of it I don't like. And Kingdom Hearts 2 is like the same thing. It has like you got your mainline stuff and just a ton of bullshit if you want it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm always here for that. So like completing Jiminy's Journal, finding the secret ending, all the secret boss fights, and this has like a ton of them. Especially in the Final Mix version where you can fight all of the organization members from Chain of Memories and then
Something
all of them
called
again,
the-
harder again. In like data recreations, and they have a lot of them have totally new mechanics for Kingdom Hearts 2 built around its combat system.
Whatever the fuck his name
Marluxia.
is. Fuck that fight, man.
Yeah, and that fight is totally different from any other fight in that game.
Oh shit!
And then
I'm gonna have something to say about that when we get to Dream Drop Distance. I just connected those two boss fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, also the end of Kingdom Hearts 2 is like very emotionally poignant for me. I think you really feel like going through Chain of Memories, especially, you really feel for the two characters at the end when they're kind of separated from everyone else, and kind of like you get a real sense of how much they care about each other, and that is like such a great through line for the rest of the series leading into 3. That like if you look at it from like 1, 2 to 3. Of like how their relationship just gets that much stronger, Sora and Riku's throughout those games. Like, it has me really excited for them like fighting side by side in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's stuff in 2 that's just very good and very smart, and very emotionally powerful for me.
We get a good Roxas and Naminé payoff here as well. I would say, it's like as long as we're together, as long as we are near each other, or Sora and Kairi are,
stop! You gotta stop.
then Roxas and Naminé. It's deep, man. It got me.
I'm
It's
gonna
good.
turn off the camera.
I can't cry on camera right now.
Shout
I
out.
do want to give it that final boss fight was really cool. Where it's like Riku and Sora against, I don't know, someone.
Xemnas.
Mhm.
Xemnas, I don't know. Like, that was cool. And like, there's like where you have to like mash between X and cross and triangle.
Yeah.
Damn, like that was
That's-
cool.
that
It's a
cutscene
cool
is the
scene.
best.
Yeah, and it uses like the mechanic of that game that you've seen the whole game in a different way, and it's really cool.
And I always remember that fight scene being my favorite, but then going back and fighting Roxas, that
Yes.
one was just the
Oh
emotional
my
Oh,
god.
tugs on the
Mix,
heart.
yeah.
Yeah, that was just they upped it with that fight. And
The
just
song that plays during that fight.
Oh my god!
Ugh.
Like, it's like I don't want to beat him. This is like the one boss you don't want to defeat, but you have
And
to.
then you get that like new scene afterwards where it's like Roxas and Axel saying goodbye to each other.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
You're just a wreck.
yeah.
Ugh.
Just like I didn't want to fight him, and then all of a sudden you get that, and it's just
I feel bad for Axel. Like he has it bad for Roxas, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, dog.
Sorry, dude, he's gone. Yeah, I don't know. Like the way the relationships between characters get like more complex and everything throughout too, I think is really good. I think there's a lot of payoff there. I still
Talk
think
about the secret ending,
Oh yeah.
Well,
because
wait,
I watched the secret ending for the. Sorry, go ahead.
I haven't
Go ahead,
talked about how I felt about it.
Oh yeah. man.
I'm sorry. It's not my show.
nope. Nobody cares what he feels.
I know.
Secret ending.
Yeah,
Let's
what can
go.
I say that nobody else has said yet? Kingdom Hearts 1 felt very just baseline story, like, oh, you have to go save the girl, your friend's in trouble, stuff like that. 2 definitely tilted it on its head and everything like that. Relationships got a lot more complicated. Final Mix even more into the mix, especially that Roxas shit that is in that game. And I will say, playing the original and playing Final Mix, you care way infinitely more for Roxas playing Final Mix version. But yeah, harkening back to like gameplay, everything like that, everything they did with 2 that they changed from 1, that game, playing it again was just so much fun. And I had never played the Final Mix version. I own it on PS3, but never got around to it. It's so much fun. I did do some of the data recreations, Jake. They are hard, but once you figure everything out, it's fun. I'm not touching Lingering Will. That's
It's
Touch
such
it.
a good
Touch
fight,
it.
man.
Just touch it.
Oh,
I
love
touched
that
it,
fight so
and
much.
I'm never touching it again.
I'm gonna defeat him before Kingdom Hearts 3.
You will, dude. It's gonna feel great.
Oh, I can't wait. I just want the release of relief.
Yeah. The final boss fight,
Mhm.
Sam, you were talking about. I did love the final part of that fight. The whole section leading up to it with Riku and Sora on like kind of like the Keyblade chaser thing, attacking it was kind of a little tedious. And yeah, that moment, it was 4 or 5 in the morning. Kingdom Hearts 2 had come out 2 days ago. I was just blazing through it. It was 4 or 5 or 6. I had 3 friends sleep over. Nobody's sleeping because we were just watching me play Kingdom Hearts 2. And that moment happens. And I'm like, oh shit, this is gameplay. This isn't a cutscene. Like, and you're hitting those two, mashing those buttons together, and it's still one of my favorite moments of the series. It looks amazing. Some of the best stuff on the PS2, I believe, right there. I'm not sure how they did it because it looks good. 2 is definitely, it's regarded, and like we talked about, it's up there. It's always contending for the top spot in the games, and it's amazing. Cass, secret ending.
So the secret ending. So I had never watched the secret ending.
Oh, I mean, I get to talk about too.
Oh, Christian.
Oh, shit.
Everybody.
I didn't get to talk about 2 either.
Jesus Christ, man. Hold on.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I have the least to say about 2, so let's jump into the secret ending, and then I'll tag a little something on before we move on to the next game.
Yeah, you
game.
just wait, Jake. Jesus, come on, man.
What?
I'm just kidding.
The secret ending is totally part of 2, so let's talk about the secret ending.
Yeah. Let's talk about it, guys.
I'm just giving you shit.
All I was going to say is I had never seen the secret ending. The secret ending is buck wild. But that was pretty much my thoughts.
What? Curious. So which one did you like? Did you know that there were 2, or did you only go in watching 1? Or
I didn't know that there were 2. I've seen both, but playing through Kingdom Hearts 2 and following that story, and them just immediately launching into the ending. And, you know, before it all, it began with birth. And there are these people in this crazy armor. And there's some, like, a million Keyblades in this graveyard. It's like, what is going on?
Cass,
It is wild.
You played 2 when it came out and got to that, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, for all of us here that played 2 and got to that secret ending, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Like, being on the internet and being a Kingdom Hearts fan, when that came out, and seeing that secret ending, the speculation, there's still like a fucking word in there that we're still iffy about, Seeker. Like,
I thought you were going to say Chasers.
Well, that too. Like, what the fuck?
Chasers, Seekers. There's still weird stuff in there that has either never been referenced again or has been cryptically referenced again. Like,
seeing that cutscene and not knowing what it meant, like everyone saying like, "Oh, well, that's Riku. That has to be Kairi. That's Sora, right?" That has to be
I mean, which apparently that was the original goal. I don't know what interview I read, but apparently, like that was a setup. But then in story or in planning, we decided no, let's actually do this a prequel after all. Which I don't know how accurate that is. I wish I could pull up the interview, but maybe if I look it up more, I'll later.
I want to believe that Nomura knew the whole time.
He knew the whole entire time.
He just hadn't told anyone yet.
That's right.
Just keep that close to the chest. You don't just fuck around when it comes to birth by sleep.
There's this one screenshot that's in one of the behind the scenes books that is like when they're developing either the game or more, maybe when they were developing the new secret ending, like what eventually became Fate of the Unknown, that one, there's a screenshot of like one of them with like a broken mask, and I can't find it anymore, but it's not an image that ever shows up in either of the 2, but that just makes me believe even more that like they were going with a different direction originally.
I don't know. It's definitely like, I think especially in that longer version you get like a really good look at Xehanort, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is this guy? That whole like feels like 27-minute long fight scene that is in the extended cut of the secret ending, the final mix secret ending, is like just buck wild.
Like,
imagine like seeing that in 2006 or 7 when the final mix version came out and just like not knowing what the hell is going on.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like, real talk, like when Final Mix came out in Japan and all of us over here on the West Coast, we're never gonna see that because Final Mix is never made it over here, and you're watching this shit, and I'm like, what is going on?
It's wild, yeah.
Where's Donald?
Where's my boy? Where's the Goopster?
What's
yeah.
a sentiment that will return in Dream Drop?
Yeah, like that stuff about Kingdom Hearts 2, like I feel like none of the other games made a splash quite like that. Maybe like in a smaller sense to the people that still cared with stuff like Dream Drop Distance or 0.2. But it was just like such a moment. It was so big.
Yeah.
Makes me excited for 3.
Yeah, no, 2 is arguably, maybe not story wise, we'll get into that later, but arguably still the biggest impact in the series.
Mm-hmm. It's definitely my favorite game in the series.
Yeah,
so.
It's still so fun to play, especially with the Final Mix PS4 version now.
Right now, I'm actually replaying it. Like, it's just like a podcast game right now. I'm semi speed running it. Like, I'm skipping all the cutscenes. I'm
This
just
is
playing.
Exactly what I'm doing, Christian. So I'm like totally with you.
And
Yeah,
Final Mix is the one to speedrun. That, to me, it was a lot easier.
I think I'm 5 hours in, and right now I'm at
you're
Still in the
just
tutorial.
Yeah, you're still in the tutorial.
no, not even 5 hours in. I've already done like a lot of them. I think.
You probably.
I remember. I'm at Nightmare Before Christmas because
Okay.
Nice.
Oogie beat me. I need to beat him now. But
Yeah, that's what I started
the
doing.
boss fight I'm on right now is Oogie.
Shout out to Oogie Boogie.
Yeah,
I started doing that last night too. I just like wanted to go through the motions of it again because I played it twice in like the last year.
Mhm.
Like really going through it. So, how do you feel, Mike, now about Kingdom Hearts 2?
I mean, I love ice cream, but I'm afraid of heights, and I don't appreciate that tease. So, like 5 out of 10.
I'll let me tell you this, Mike. The first game I played in the franchise was Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh.
I played through it all the way. It was because I tried to play Kingdom Hearts 1 and it was too hard for me because I was too young.
That's fair.
So the first one, like Kingdom Hearts 2 came out 3 years later, it coincided like the perfect time for me to play it. Played it through front to back, and that was like a really great intro to that franchise for me because it's the best playing game. So you know how good it gets, but also it made me want to ask questions like who is this? How did this happen? When did Sora lose his heart? Like it got me interested enough in the franchise like as a whole that's where I came in. So I would recommend just play 2, man.
Yeah, in all seriousness, putting all this bullshit aside, 2 is the one that when I bought that all-in-one package just on a fucking whim, I was like, yeah, I'll play 2, but then I didn't remember shit from 1 because I played it back in the day, but I played both 1 and 2 back in the day. I don't think I ever beat them, but I didn't remember shit. I was like, I should play it in order. Let me like take my time. I got however many months I could get through this. And yeah, like you just said, Kingdom Hearts 1 just beat me down, and I think that's when like Red Dead or something came out. I was like, whatever, I'll get back to this eventually. I'm thinking about jumping into 2 just for the hell of it before release, but then at the same time, I also want to get through Assassin's Creed, and I want to play Resident Evil before jumping into 3.
Yeah,
So, that's fair.
It's all about time.
Yeah,
but
just
You're not
listen to limited edition.
You're not going to jump into Tales
What's
of Vesperia?
I bought that
Totally.
last. I bought
Let's
that.
just say I'm working on a little something that might help you out, Mike.
Oh,
yeah?
Maybe a little catch up.
Yeah. Christian did a Twitter recap last year too.
I'm about to do my final mix of that.
Nice.
Ooh, I really like that Twitter recap.
Yeah,
too.
that was good. Recap.
It killed me.
Wow, Alex.
Xenonort.
Well, that's been Alex.
So that's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Let's get Hearts 2.
So now.
And the only thing I'll say is that the one thing about Kingdom Hearts 2 is that I feel like I'm the outlier in that everyone always usually jumps that is one of their favorite ones. For me, I can take it or leave it, honestly. And I'm not trying to be contrarian or anything. Yeah, I know. I noticed Alex is.
His camera's gone.
Did we lose him, or is this just his camera off?
This is what happens when I try and just sneak off and get water.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to keep recording.
The disembodied voice of Alex has spoken.
Oh man. But no, 2 is fine and all, but like I'm not trying to be contrarian. Like it's obviously a good game, but I think a lot of the emotional payoff, since it doesn't really happen till the end, then overall it's not a game I want to revisit as often as the other ones. So that's the only thing I'll say is that like anything that all the good stuff you guys are saying, like I'm totally on board. But for me, it's like it's less precious than all the other ones that came afterwards, because we're about to talk about them, and you'll just see the stakes just keep getting even higher.
And I'll say this, like I agree with you. Like a lot of stuff happens in the end, and unfortunately that happens with almost all of the Kingdom Hearts games. That most of the story beats don't happen until the end of the game. I'll agree with you. I do think the gameplay is still its tightest and most quote unquote fun to play unto. That's more the reason why I choose to replay it. But I appreciate your honesty. That's a bold statement, Cotton.
And Kingdom Hearts 2 though is what got me into the series. I had always seen the cover for one, like at GameStop and stuff, but I was like, that looks cool, but I don't know if I'm actually should play it or not. It's Disney, so maybe it's just for kids. But when I was in high school and I saw the kids coming to class with their walkthroughs, like their Prima guides, like the art just looks so beautiful, and I'd see them flipping through the pages. I'm like, whoa, what is this? You know? And that's when, whereas Alex jumped straight into 2, me seeing the hype for 2, I was like, let me go back and hit up that first game now. So that all the fever and fervor for 2 was what got me into the series.
Yeah, 2 was a definitely hype moment.
Still have my original copy.
Yep.
Me too.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we wait for Alex?
Which game are we going to next?
We're going to 358/2 days.
Okay. I want to wait for Alex to come back because I want to get Mike's recap on 358 over 2 days. But my recap is probably going to be shorter than Mike's.
So Sam, you might be able to relate to me on this. So
Yes.
Sam, you're having a lot of fun learning the wonderfulness of Japanese language, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I keep always because I've also decided to study Japanese like for a while now. Like back when 358 came out, I then became cursed with knowledge. The knowledge gives you sorrow, as the Bible says. And if you read the katakana on 358, it's actually pronounced, and it's the katakana is in English, really. So it's pronounced 358 days over 2. So anytime people say it the way they usually say it, I'm like, just in the back of my head, like, that's not really like how the Japanese pronounce it. So what's going on here? Like, it's like, you know, it's just like this of knowledge of reading it phonetically, and it's like,
yeah, we just call it 358 over 2 days.
I just call it 358.
Yeah, 358/2.
So,
Yeah, it is,
all right. No, I'm sorry, Alex. We wanted to wait till you got back because we're gonna go into the summary, Mike's summary,
The Mike recap
of 358 over 2 days.
Okay.
So last night was the Kinda NYC and Artsy New York holiday party, and boy, did it go late. We played Smash Brothers at the Blarney Stone. It was a good time, but me and Kelsey left a little late. Got to Grand Central around, I think, like 11:30, but the next train wasn't until 12:45, something like that. And boy, did that wait feel like 358 days.
Man, that was like a 90s comedian joke. That's like perfect.
Yo, shout out to the
They're
fucking
gonna get
Blarney
worse.
Stone, though.
Dude, shout out to the Blarney Stone.
it
That
felt like
upstairs room, so sick. Private bartender, fuck yeah.
But you actually
There was a bull riding competition last night, so there was all cowboys in the bar. It was really weird. MSG was just full of fucking cowboys.
Blarney sounds wild.
So during that wait, you actually had your Switch, right? And you could you actually had fun or something.
No, for some reason I didn't pull out the Switch until I was on the train.
Oh my god!
But on the train ride, I was grinding some World of Light.
All the
It was
Kingdom
great.
Hearts games in 358 days.
Why isn't Kingdom Hearts on the Switch?
No
Why
reason.
isn't Kingdom Hearts on
I know,
Xbox?
I know.
Because there's no love in this world.
Listen.
What you want me to say?
I still doubt that Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be released on the Xbox. So whoever
right?
put it on Xbox, you're not getting it. You're not.
The Xbox version that leaked, I think, too. So, funnily enough,
I know it was. It was.
that's
okay. That's okay.
Nice
Whoever plays it on the Xbox early is not going to know a damn thing about this game if they've never played any of the other games. They're like, well, what's a Nort?
What's a Nort?
All right.
So 358 over 2 days.
Who wants to take
Starts
this one?
off. I'll take
Oh,
Jake.
Jake,
got
you
it.
taking
All right. And please don't fill in until after I'm done.
Okay.
All right. So you start off with Roxy. You're playing this character named Roxas. All right. You're doing your bro. It's like a buddy cop movie.
You're doing your bro.
Okay. You got Axel
bro.
and Roxas, and you're going through the stories.
Banging.
And it's banging, straight up banging. They don't show it though, unfortunately, because it's still
Shame.
rated E for everyone. So you're going through 358 days, and then you get the third person. It's like, sweet, we just got a dog. Her name is Xion, and nobody's like, we don't really understand her. She's shy. She doesn't really talk much. And it's like, we're gonna get to know her. She's gonna be part of the group. So she becomes part of the group, and then Roxas straight up kill her, and then somehow becomes part of Sora and this whole thing. And then everyone's like, wow, this game really sucks. And so we're not going to play it. And we all agreed on that and end the story.
So before Alex corrects anything, what the fuck is up with the pronunciations of the organization members?
Don't know.
Xion, I read that as Zion.
Yeah, I thought it was
no.
Exion.
Marluxia,
Oh, yeah,
not Marluxia. Okay, Alex, go ahead and correct me.
Please just.
I mean, listen, man. Some people really like 358 over 2 days.
Who?
I
do. Besides Christian.
Christian does. My one of my best friends and co-host Brian Nabashin Jackson does.
Oh, Navashin.
And I respect Nabashin to the end of my days. There is a 358 days. There are two things, right? I love that 358 over 2 days leads literally into the moment that Kingdom Hearts 2 starts, right? And I think that it's one of those things, kind of like Chain of Memories was. Obviously, it is a spinoff like Chain of Memories, but I don't think we would care as much about Axel and Roxas, and to some extent Xion, if she were free or not, without 358. Like you see them struggle, you see them hurt, you see them care for each other, you see them kind of pick each other up when they're down or when they failed, and you see like a genuine relationship there. So like their characters still being relevant later on in the games, and like you still caring about them, I think is mostly because of this story. Whether it be like the direct story, or just like I saw hours, like I watched a movie of literal hours of just Roxas and Axel hanging out, and I just care about them by like osmosis at this point.
And
2
hours and 50 minutes, by the way.
Yep.
The fucking text logs.
I will agree with that. Like, it does build up the relationships there. It does make you feel. I will even say, like, just when you see the final cut or the final mix version with Axel and Roxas, I don't feel like that really hits a direct effect unless you really saw that from beforehand in 358 over 2 days. Just understanding what they've been through and what they've gone through together, and just seeing that whole cover story from front to back of Roxas walking away, going to Sora, and Axel dealing with that heartache. Just that just all hits. It has a great storyline. It's just I don't know. It just felt weird at times. Maybe it's just because it was on the DS.
The original game was rough. Like, it had frame rate issues. Like, the skill tree didn't make any sense. It was like way too many bullshit missions to get to like actual story missions that had impact. Like missions that like did not matter at all. It was like maybe kind of trying to introduce some of the other organization members. It was just like all filler, no killer, which is also true of the movie version of it. But like. I was just gonna say, like, the front to back story I think is good, and it's a little bit more effective in the actual game of like Xion and Roxas's relationship with her. But that's like the only thing I think would have benefited from it.
Rio Talk, I still don't really care about Xion.
No,
Same.
I do and I don't, right? Because it's been so many games like since Roxas was like a relevant character still. That like I've gotten away from that relationship, and I just don't feel it like you do when you are playing as him and then he plays him into and things like that. So like I used to care.
In a lot of ways, I regard Xion as akin to like Puppet Riku.
Oh,
I see that.
Replicant, yeah. I mean,
I
Leon
have
is
more
also a
feelings for. I have more feelings for Replicant Riku.
do you feel for that boy?
Yeah.
So question, who actually played, if little as any, of the actual 358/2 days?
I actually beat it.
I mean,
I don't know why.
I
but I
100%
beat it.
that game.
Oh, I could not.
I played 3 hours in that game.
How'd you feel after that 3 hours?
So what's the gameplay like?
It's
Well, it's just like
Sad.
the other ones. It's 3D and you're running around. You got the keyblades. It just doesn't look nearly as good because it's on the
it doesn't
DS.
look, it doesn't run, it doesn't play
No.
nearly as good.
It's a very simplified version of like Kingdom Hearts 2.
I mean, you're playing on a DS. You have one analog stick,
But
arguably.
here's the problem, though. 358/2 days should have been way better looking than Chain of Memories, and it
Well, they
wasn't.
should've-
They should have
Yeah,
just,
Really wasn't.
they should have just done a 2D stylized thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That would have been way
a lot
better.
better. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then waited for like the 3DS to do something 3D.
right.
But yeah, it's like, Sam, you were going through Disney Worlds with other organization members. So you end up spending time with everyone but Zemnis, I believe.
Mhm.
And you were literally going to a list of missions and picking a list of missions. It's kind of like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, if you ever played that. But a lot less fleshed out and a lot less interesting. The story is much more sparse through it.
Yeah.
And it's like just very repetitive missions of like, go to Agrabah and go through these 3 rooms and then kill 10 of these Heartless at the end, right?
It almost reminds me of the missions of Crisis Core in a way.
Yeah.
That's a
Like
fair-
picking those missions.
I would say they're all generally shorter. But
Yeah.
yeah. It's just, there's just not a lot there. And they have like this weird skill tree that's like it's like a Sudoku board where you're like putting little blocks on it. Yeah, it's very weird.
I think the funniest thing, because I only watched the movie, right? And it was like at the end of the movies, there would be like, I think they would have text, and it would be like, Roxas reflected on the meaning of friendship after talking to Jeannie. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, no,
Well, you
I
reflected on the
much
meaning of
prefer the visual
friendship.
novel
Had an
version.
adventure, and you eventually ran into Genie, and talk about friendship. Like
If I recall correctly, because I didn't go through 358/2 days on the PS4 at all. Was there cutscenes in the original version?
yeah,
There are
Yeah.
very, very few.
Like very few, but there were some cutscenes and
There's like maybe 5 or 6 throughout the whole game.
right.
Are you
Did
talking
they-
about like you're talking about like the pre-rendered, right?
Right.
Yeah, like voice acted.
The
cutscenes.
Moby
Yeah,
clip.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I don't mean just Jake. I don't know if you meant like just literally cutscenes in general, because there are like in game. I mean in engine.
Well, yeah, but they had the actual just pure cutscenes.
Okay, yeah.
And then did they put those in the PS4 version, or
It-
was it
yeah,
just
they
all the
did.
text thing? Okay,
No,
Yeah,
it was
There's
so weird.
cutscenes, yeah.
yeah.
There's a
'cause-
scene with Shion, Axel, and Roxas, and they're sitting, and then they cut, and sometimes Shion has her hood on, and sometimes
Yes.
she has the hood off, and it was so weird.
So there's a reason for that.
Now?
Oh
Yeah.
my god, there's a reason.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
There's
Shit.
always a reason.
like
I
she-
thought
so-
I thought that it was just like they used the cutscenes and
What?
no,
Yes.
Master hit this up.
it was busted.
like everyone sees Shion's appearance differently. Like she is a
What?
reflection.
Dude,
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't pick
Yeah.
that up?
Fuck?
You didn't pick that up? They made it clear.
So like
What? Maybe I was on my phone when they talked about that.
so Roxas, Axel, and Shion hang out for so long that Axel starts to see Shion the way Roxas sees Shion, and that's why they see her the same way, and that's why the 3 of them are best friends.
right.
That's like
what?
So like in
Oh
that,
my god.
that scene that you're talking about specifically is the first time Axel hung out with Shion.
Right.
So he looks at her and he doesn't see anything in particular, but Roxas sees Shion, who kind of looks like Kyrie because that's like a weird amalgamation of those memories for him. And then eventually Axel kind of picks up on that. So
Oh, I didn't see that. I don't remember that at all. Sorry, everyone. Yikes.
It's weird too because now
It's
they've
not your
kind
fault.
of
like,
canonized.
it's
They've kind of
The Murray's
canonized Shion's appearance
Mhm.
to be like the kind of younger Kyrie appearance. Which I have some theories about that, but we won't get into that right now.
yeah, no, I have a theory about Shion that we'll get into at the end of this.
So and kind of piggybacking, jumping off of that. I don't know if this. So since I did play it, I didn't watch the full movie when it came out as a movie version. So I don't know if this scene actually played out, but yeah, you even see. So throughout the whole thing, you either see her with the hood or you see her as, shown as we know her with the black hair looking like Kyrie. But there's only one moment that, I'm the spoiler not because it's happening in 358, but in the game, like I said, I don't know if it happens in the movie version, but
It was a great
Zigbar is like the only other member that sees her as someone else. And is it a spoiler to say who, or should I just leave it
No,
at
because
that?
everyone here is finished Birth by Sleep,
Yeah.
so.
Okay, so Zigbar, when he sees Shion at one moment, he sees Ventus. Like she changes appearance like from top to bottom. It's not just her face. Like he takes on the appearance of Ventus, and like you learn a bit more about that later.
Yeah. It's like that kind of.
Did that show up in the movie for anyone who watched the movies?
I don't think it's in the movie.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer because it's like it's one of my favorite.
That is a good
movies
plot
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Yeah.
from 358.
I think you see her as Sora once, but I
You
don't.
do.
I don't remember seeing her as Ventus.
Yeah, because all of Sora's kind of
Yeah.
parts in that. It's really cool that it's like very much setting up for stuff that we do not know about Birth by Sleep, but we know probably at that point who Ventus is, because I think they had kind of put out who those characters were after the Secret of the Kingdom Hearts 2. So, like, it's really cool. There's some really good foreshadowing in 358.
Damn.
Yeah.
I missed all of that.
She looks different to different people, dude. It's fucking wild.
Yeah.
I will say, like, shout out to the movie version for like them actually updating it. They added a new scene. I don't know if you are aware about that.
Yeah, they did. They put in a scene like right after that fight with Shion, right?
Yeah, at first the movie's just like, hey, they're about to fight, and then it's like, here's the aftermath of the fight. Whereas now they updated it. They did where they added a new scene where you would see a small fight between them. That way, it's not so jarring anymore. But like, shout out to them for being like, hey, let's add a little more thing in there.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like
Oh.
real talk, like when they brought Kingdom Hearts 1 to PS3 with that 1.5 thing, they had to build it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they
did-
lost all
they
the
did
assets
make-
and stuff.
Yeah, they had to make all those cutscenes again, which is why some of the things look a little bit different than
Mhm.
the original 358 cutscenes. And it's all new voice acting too for the movie. It was really cool.
Yep.
I don't like we could probably move on though. I don't.
Yeah,
think
no, I don't think we need to
let's-
discuss 358. Mike,
Let's-
you were leaning back in your chair. You have anything to say?
How you feel about that whole appearance thing, man?
Whatever, man.
I'm surprised you've made it this far.
No.
I'm glad I have the Golden Globes on to the left of me.
Yeah.
So that's why I just keep peeking left.
Mike, we're
Don't
about
worry.
to get into.
It's about to get
Alright.
heavy, dude. We're
All right,
getting
Mike.
in the Nimoy
Let's get heavy.
territory.
Birth by Sleep. Take it away.
I think this is where I might dip
Yeah.
out because I don't want because you guys. I feel like this is now like spoiler territory, and I don't want you to come back.
You haven't played Birth by Sleep yet?
I'm like I just finished it, and I need to kind of
Process.
Process it.
process
Yeah.
what I saw.
Mm.
I respect that. I respect
Okay.
that.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I don't want to hold back these Nort theories anymore. let the Norts
So-
fly.
Let the North
Finally,
fly,
I can
man.
fucking be myself.
But yeah, so thanks so much for having us. This was
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Dude.
Where could people find you?
Yes.
Plug.
You can find me on Instagram, Sam.in.Japan.
It's true.
You can also find us on Twitter at AwkPause. We are currently playing through all of the Kingdom Hearts games, so if you like this kind of content, there's
guys are
regrettably
crushing
a
it.
lot more of it.
There's also our other co-hosts are not going to finish the game, so they have to drink an entire jar of pickle juice.
Oh, what kind of pickle?
Yeah, so
I don't know.
I think it was
yeah,
Dill
by the
last
way,
time.
I would say from experience, dill pickle is the easiest drinking pickle
Yeah.
juice.
Oh yeah. So not
That
that
sounds
one.
awful.
Yeah, is
No, it's like you can chase whiskey with dill pickle juice.
Yeah, like,
that's a thing.
I don't know if it's
Pickleback action.
a Hispanic
Woo!
thing or everybody thing, but yo, like, pickle juice was like a normal thing to drink for us. Like
That
when y'all
sounds-
said
That
When you
sounds
guys-
like hell to me.
when you guys said the bet was like drinking pickle juice, I was like,
Hell yeah.
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
I was getting
that sounds like
I
a
was
winner to me.
I'm taking a dive.
But I'm glad you guys are having some fun with it though.
Yeah, thanks again for having us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
dude,
you
of
guys
course.
so
Thanks for
much
coming on.
Guys,
Thanks, guys.
guys, let us know like after you're done with
As
Dream
soon
Drop
as you
Distance
finish
and
Dream
Zero
Drop
Percent.
Distance,
Yeah.
put a video up. We need to know how.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna start it today or
Yeah.
tomorrow, but yeah. Because
I'm booking an appointment with my therapist as we speak.
As you should.
I'm
As
gonna
you
need to
should.
work through some things.
And y'all feel free to hit me up anytime for talking Kingdom
For that
Hearts.
Let's do it.
recap juice, baby.
Yeah,
Of course.
Yeah. I want the final remix recap.
Yeah, come on. All right, awesome. Thanks so much for having us.
Yes.
And
Thanks, guys.
your heart is in my heart.
Always.
May your heart be your guiding
Guiding
key.
key.
No, that's in the future. Don't spoil it.
No spoilers!
Finally,
Alex-
Jesus
Alex-
Christ.
Oh my god, those guys, man. Wow.
Thank God Sam left New York to go to Japan. Christ.
Guys, I haven't said anything on
I
this.
missed them so much already.
This is fucking hard to drink.
Guys, I'm
What is
drinking. I'm drinking bourbon.
I
should've
was
been
drinking
drinking
scotch. This is a 15 to 18% beer that's brewed with boysenberry, raspberry, blackberry, and
Boysenberry?
elderberry. Mhm.
Boysenberry.
That sounds
Boyberries.
I'm drinking a vanilla Coke.
I'm drinking
I assure you,
Poland Spring water.
it's very
A Mullen
easy
Spring.
down. All right. Now we're in it. Now we're in Birth by Sleep.
Now we're in Birth by Sleep.
Man,
My sleep.
my favorite game of all time across anything and everything.
Really?
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 Wow.
I'm
yeah,
thinking
dude.
so. I
You
think
doing the
so.
summary on this one?
No, it's too precious to me.
I respect that. Mike, what do you think Birth by Sleep is all about?
It's about going to bed on a Sunday night, like tonight, and you wake up Monday and it's like, fuck, I need to go back to sleep, just get reborn. This is too fucking crazy. Like, yeah. Birth by Sleep, man.
It was a good
That is-
run. Time to
that-
start over.
Done.
That was 100% what it was about.
Honestly, I still don't know what Birth by Sleep, like the three words together mean.
So this is another one of those interviews where I'm like, I don't know if that's true or not. Like maybe it's a translation error, but
Mhm.
it's the one that I like the best. I heard that it was just like words he liked that were like, hey, like those sound like really cool words. Let me just put them together, and that's the title. Like it's simple.
That
as
sounds
that.
like the theme for the entire Kingdom Hearts franchise.
Guys,
That's him.
guys,
Yeah.
it's honestly about Ventus.
all
Yeah,
about
no,
Ventus,
that's
baby.
what I was gonna say. Like
That's-
Birth by Sleep, it's not exactly birth by sleep, but like that scene in the opening that you seen with Ven, at Destiny Islands. I'm pretty sure that's what Birth by
That's
Sleep
what
is
I
pertaining
thought,
to.
yeah.
With,
Are you invented school enough where you can just call him Ben?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost everybody
Around that
else
level.
does. So
Yeah. It seems like the cool thing to do.
Yeah.
Who wants to
Ben
summarize
Diesel.
Birth by Sleep?
I definitely do not.
Okay. Matt, do you want to take a go at this, or do you want me to?
I want you to. Because you're drinking vanilla Coke, I drank Scotch, and I'm now drinking this.
I did really good with 358 over 2 days.
Wait, has everybody played it or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Not
Mike
mine.
hasn't.
Yeah.
But
Mike is dying to play it. I know,
I'm
but
dying.
yeah, we are now in the spoiler zone. All spoilers are fair game here, except for Kingdom Hearts 3 spoilers.
right.
Okay.
Birth by Sleep. It's Mike. It's a video game where he plays 3 different people.
Great.
Ventus, who is a young man, a good boy, one might say. Aqua, who is kind of the older, wiser of the 3. I think she's older than Terra. I don't know. Maybe
She
there's
I'm familiar with Team
She
Aqua.
acts
Yeah.
like she acts
she
like
acts
her,
older. Yeah.
but she's probably not.
And Terra, who is kind of like the strong, like he reminds me kind of like a knightly prince, right? Like he comes across as like a good dude who wants to do good things, but maybe isn't that smart. Unfortunately, like he's not dumb, but he is easily fooled.
His heart's in the right place.
His heart is in the right place.
Yeah. His heart's in the right place. Let me just take the freaking heart out of Sleeping Beauty.
We're not there yet.
He wants,
First thing he does.
I know, but he's talking right.
he wants to be good, but he has a lot of trouble getting there. This takes place 10 years before Kingdom Hearts 1. So all those characters that we know in Sora, Riku, Kairi, like they're not super relevant to us as far as we know quite yet. There is this kingdom called the Land of Departure. It is another small world where Aqua and Terra are training under Master Ericus, a Keyblade Master, to both each other come Keyblade Masters as well. And then...
AKA Master, AKA Master Skywalker.
Master Skywalker, yes. Master Ericus is voiced by Mark Hamill. And he does an incredible job. Yeah, like legit, if you just looked up like a Master Ericus scene on YouTube or whatever, you'd be like, man, Mark Hamill fucking knocks it out of the park as this dude.
He does.
Yeah,
he does. He's saying, though. Yeah, he crushes it. So Ven is also there. He's also training, but it seems like he's not old enough, not strong enough to be a candidate for Keyblade Mastery. So kind of starts off knowing all this. They're three friends. The three of them care for each other very deeply, and they all want to become Keyblade Masters together. We jump into the Mark of Mastery exam, an exam to become a Keyblade Master, conducted by Ericus for both Terra and Aqua, with the hope that both of them will pass and become Keyblade Masters. But a new Keyblade Master named Master Xehanort shows up, and he's an old man, played by Leonard Nimoy. So again, Mark Hamill acting cross Leonard Nimoy. All those scenes are very good. And he interferes with the exam and adds a little bit of chaos to it. And Terra, getting nervous, he succumbs a little bit to a darkness within him. And Ericus sees this and fails Terra and passes Aqua. And that's like how the game kind of starts out. Terra feels like he's weak because he can't hold back the darkness. Ven is worried about Terra because he's like taking it really hard on himself. And Aqua becomes a Keyblade Master and gets kind of pulled away from the two of them. And Ericus tells her secrets that only Keyblade Masters can know. Then Xehanort says, like, hey, Terra, you can be a Keyblade Master. You just gotta let the darkness in a little bit, buddy. And there are these bad dudes called Unversed out there. You should go check them out. And then
you're like pimping a fucking pop punk band or something.
Yeah, you got
Unversed. They're these evil creatures that have spread across all the worlds. And then I guess like Ericus gets word that Master Xehanort disappeared, even though he was like there just a minute ago. I swear to God. And that the Unversed are attacking all these worlds. So he sends Aqua out, and Terra kind of goes out on his own. And then a young boy in a mask comes up and goads Ventus into...
Mask isn't really putting this thing to justice. Picture Daft Punk without the neon lights.
Yeah, it's a very scary mask. It's cool. He goads... It's very cool. He goads Ventus into exploring as well, saying that Terra is going to get consumed by the darkness if he goes out into the world. So he goes after Terra. Terra goes out on his own. Aqua goes out, and he go and explore some Disney worlds. What I like about also this just is like older Disney worlds. It's Snow White and Seven Dwarfs.
These are like
Cinderella.
the original Disney worlds.
Classic.
Because
That's cool.
Because it takes place 10 years prior to Kingdom Hearts 1. They kind of did it's like here are the older worlds. Here's a Lilo and Stitch world that is like
Except
Stitch.
that was the one. Like
That's interesting.
I wish instead of Lilo and Stitch, even though I love Lilo and Stitch, I wish there was a Black Cauldron world.
Yeah, that would have been really cool.
Yeah.
Is
Didn't
this game
think that
the
would be that.
Steamboat Willie world?
No,
That's Kingdom Hearts
that's
2.
two.
That's two. Okay.
That's called the Timeless River.
Thank
It's
you
very
for
cool though.
paying
I apologize.
attention.
It's cool because like so you play the game through with each character and you kind of get their perspective and perspective is a huge part of it, right? Like this guy kind of has a different opinion on this, or Aqua kind of sees something a little bit differently. And they all are trying to do the right thing, but you can kind of see how they're pulled away. Like, for example, Terra goes to Cinderella's world, and he meets Maleficent, and Cinderella is sleeping. That's Cinderella, right? Or no, it's Sleeping Beauty, right?
It's,
Aurora.
Sleeping
yeah,
Beauty is the first role. Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty with Maleficent and Aurora. So he finds Aurora in an enchanted sleep, and Maleficent is able to control him because he has all this darkness in him, and uses his Keyblade to take out Sleeping Beauty's heart. And she puts it in a box. It's very creepy. So like you get the feeling for each of them. Like Aqua kind of finds out like that's what happened. She's like, he ripped out her heart. Like
Terra's
what the fuck
going
is
around
going
taking
on?
Hearts out of people.
But Terra's the
Heart's
only
in
one
the
that
right
knows.
place, though.
Yeah,
it's in the right place.
The right place.
Terra's the only one that knows that he was being controlled. Things like that. It kind of culminates with the three of them discovering kind of a dark secret, either about themselves or their kind of role in Xehanort's plan, and meeting together in the middle at this Keyblade graveyard with millions of Keyblades scattered across it, and they fight Vanitas and Master Xehanort, and there is a great cost on all sides, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Xehanort reveals that he's been kind of building Terra as like a dark body, like a body housed like in darkness, like his heart is full of darkness,
Right.
so that way Xehanort can take his heart out and move it into his body to become young again, like literal body snatching. And that kind of works, kind of doesn't. And Ventus is told that he is Vanitas is the dark half of his heart that was literally ripped out. And the only reason he survived is because a newborn heart came to him and protected him, which turns out to be Sora's heart. And Ven and Vanitas have to fight because pure light against pure darkness will create a special weapon that can open Kingdom Hearts called the Keyblade or the Kai Blade.
Yeah, it's X blade.
Spelled with an X.
But
it's a Greek X symbol, but they just call it the Keyblade
Mhm.
because it's pronounced key.
Yep.
And Aqua just finds out that Xehanort's a bad dude and is actively trying to stop him and convince her comrades that he is a bad dude. And eventually has to kind of clean up the mess. She saves Ven, even though
Saves
Ven.
Terra.
She tries to save Terra.
Yeah.
We don't have to get too into the specifics of it, but at great cost. Aqua is plummeted into the world of darkness. Terra is left without memory and with his heart essentially being overshadowed completely by Xehanort.
Terra Xehanort is left without memory.
Yeah, Terra is Xehanort, the Xehanort heart in Terra's body. And Ventus' heart, like he destroyed Vanitas. He blew him up, and he literally destroyed half of his own heart. And he goes into a coma, and Aqua locks him away in Castle Oblivion, which used to be the land of departure. She changed
Which
it
is-
with her Keyblade Master powers.
Land of Departure is where they're all from.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, they're all kind of fucked in three different directions, and it ends. Like we just kind of have to know that they're split up. We get a little tease of Aqua exploring Land of Darkness, but it sets everything up for what's going on in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and so on and so forth. That's it. It's a long one, but it's important.
But it's very important, and I didn't think like I remember the first time playing through this. I remember not playing through Aqua's story, which was like probably the most important story out of all of this. And so I recently played through this, and now it's like this is probably up there with like my favorite story out of all of Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah,
Like there is just so much in this, and even for a prequel, it's like usually a prequel you would think, all right, the story's already set. There's not much they can really tell.
Yeah, but a game
They
like Kingdom
really-
Hearts, you can move
You
stuff
can
around,
tell a lot.
you can tell a lot.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did I do,
And-
Christian? Did I do the story justice?
No, yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Thanks, man. I just needed that.
Appreciate it.
And so like with this game, it's
I
no,
think-
go.
I think the only thing I don't know if correct is the right word, but what makes it even sadder is that
Oh yeah.
when Terra fails the exam, Ericus actually gives him a second chance. He's like, hey, like I know you failed this time, but these monsters that are all over the place, like if you could take care of this, I think we can. I think I'll give you another shot.
Right.
It's like if you can just prove that you can go on this mission, and then yeah, I think I'd like to call you master. And so that makes it even more tragic, is that he had a second chance and, it didn't work out.
Can we talk about how fucking stupid Terra is until the end of this game?
Yeah, he's very.
My God.
He's very unempathetic, which I would
yeah.
bet is like that's kind of like the darkness in him. Is he has trouble seeing things from other people's perspectives.
The first 2 times I played this game, PSP, PS3, I only played through the Terra campaign because after that, I started the Vent campaign and I was like, I want to play something else right now.
You kept breaking out.
You cut out a little bit there.
That's fine. It probably wasn't important.
I was just saying, the first 2 times I played this game on PSP and PS3, I only played the Terra campaign, and then I went into the Vent campaign, but at that point I wanted to play something else, so I never actually gotten around to it.
Burned out, yeah.
Wasn't until we got and did this that I actually played through them. But boy, playing through Terra, it's like, story-wise, you should play as him first, but it's so hard to care about him through most of his story until the end, and what happens with him and how his the lingering will, the armor and everything fights back and everything, and fucking Xehanort's like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Yeah, I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree, but I think what kept me going was, I feel like they project, from the beginning of the game, I think we all go into it knowing what is going to happen to him.
Yeah.
Ever since the first, not even the first, but ever since the new secret ending for Kingdom Hearts 2, when you see the actual Fate of the Unknown battle and that teaser, when you see, I don't know if it's a spoiler for Micah at all or anything. I know we
Please spoil it.
All right, so when you see Terra's eyes go yellow, I mean, from that moment, I'm like, oh,
Nort!
dang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got Norded.
That was
so
like
when you play-
pre-Nording, yeah.
Yeah, and so I think even though it's difficult to play because he's just such a difficult character, that's what kept me invested. It's like, man, I gotta see how this happens, because
he wouldn't have been a difficult character to play as if he had half the power of lingering will.
Yeah. Well, he's doing some flips and shit. He's got a bow and arrow at some point. It's a whole thing.
Oh my God. I can't even.
You got this, dude. Come on, believe in yourself.
Freaking pulls out the bow and arrow and just spams it like a little bitch.
Another thing that I totally overlooked, Christian, is along the way, Aqua meets Kairi, and Kairi touches Aqua's Keyblade, which down the line eventually leads to her holding her own Keyblade. And Terra meets Riku and Sora, and he grants Sora the ability to wield the Keyblade. He performs the ceremony of passing. Riku, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
And
Come on, man.
Yeah.
And Aqua meets them as well, and she was going to give the ability to pass it down, but she ended up not, because she realized Terra had been there.
Yeah, Terra had been there and gave it to Riku, but she tells Sora to look after Riku because he'll need him. And then, she also is the one that casts the spell on Kairi's heart, so that way if she ever.
One thing I want to talk to you about.
Yeah.
So, you alluded earlier that spell is the reason why her heart goes into Sora's.
Yeah.
I don't agree, though. I think, I'm
pretty sure I know what you're going to say, and it's a theory that we've been talking about, too.
Do we talk about it an hour later?
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So the reason why I don't think that is because maybe I just misinterpreted the spell, but what my interpretation of the spell is that when Radiant Garden falls and becomes Hollow Bastion, that's how she ends up on Destiny Islands. That was my interpretation. That the spell, it got her somewhere safe. It got her to Destiny Islands, because how else? That's just what that was my interpretation. It wasn't so much.
That was a question.
And it could be both. It could be both how she got to Destiny Islands and how she gave her heart to him. But that was more what I thought it meant. Was now we know why. I'm
not sure.
Mysterious appeared.
There could be a backstory as to why Kairi got to Destiny Islands that we just don't know yet, too. Mm. So there could be a story there.
That was my interpretation.
Yeah, because all we know is her grandma lived in Radiant Garden.
Yeah, and she was kind of the princess of Radiant Garden.
Yeah, parents, not a huge deal in the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Screw the parents, not needed.
Sora's mom has one line of dialogue.
Sora!
Sora?
But at the end of
Like Charlie
Dreamdrop,
Brown.
but at the
So
end
wait,
of Dreamdrop Distance, we know Alex's theory of what happens to Sora's mom.
Yeah,
Oh.
Xehanort time travels,
Oh,
shoots
yeah.
her in the fucking head.
So does she ever say does it say that's Sora's mom? Obviously, we're just assuming because like it's in a bedroom. But I was starting to kind of retcon my headcanon, like maybe it's
They
Ultimate,
they do refer
he's-
to her as Sora's mom. at
Oh,
some
they
point.
do. Okay.
Yeah.
In Kingdom Hearts 1. I don't know exactly when, but I know for sure that they do.
Yeah, and in Kingdom Hearts 2, when you see Kairi and Selkie, whatever, walking around, like you actually see Destiny Islands, like the actual town, for the first time ever,
Yeah,
and the only time ever. You actually see that Destiny Islands, what we thought was actually over like in the east or whatever,
Mhm.
off the coast and everything. So like Sora's house has to be on like the coast, the east end coast of that island.
So how big did this island get from Kingdom Hearts 1 to
I don't
Kingdom
know,
Hearts?
I hope we go back to that town. Kingdom Hearts
I-
I
Oh, yeah.
really want to visit that town.
Yeah. Same.
yeah, because I'm like,
it looks
wait,
like a place they could totally make a level out of. So
Like
Yeah.
I want to go to a bar and see Barrett just sitting there.
That's where I'll find out the cashier this time.
Yeah.
turns out to be Daybreak Town from Unchained Key.
Speaking of parents, though, you do get alluded to that Sora has a dad because he's the one that was watching them while they're playing on the island, right? He's
Yeah.
like, hey,
no, Sora's going to
When-
be a bastard like Anakin Skywalker.
In all seriousness, I thought at some point in this recap you were gonna say like Xehanort, I know it's not the name, travels back in time and like sleeps with Sora's mom, and like that's secretly
Mike?
Sora's dad.
Stay tuned.
It's hey
Stay
dude, it's
tuned,
not,
Dad.
it's not off the table. I'll say that much.
Fuck.
Oh, that's more likely that Riku would be like some kind of descendant of Xehanort. So
Yeah.
gray hair.
Riku is Sora's mom.
Riku is Sora's mom.
You nailed it. Who needs Kingdom Hearts?
That's why he
3D
likes ice
more?
cream so much, to give his little boy ice cream.
Um,
Wait, no, that's Roxas. Never mind.
I think that's fair, Christian. Like obviously we don't know which way the pendulum swings on that one. So I have no idea. But I like that interpretation. I like the idea of like, so we still don't know how she got from one place to the other. Yeah, there's like a lot of little stuff in Birth by Sleep that is setting up for emotional payoff or kind of like getting you invested in a way that you wouldn't have expected. Like all the stuff with Ventus and Sora, like at the very end, Ven's heart, what's left of it, goes into Sora's heart to sleep and recover. Just like Sora came and helped Ven when he was born. So like there's kind of like a relationship there that neither of them consciously know about, but their hearts are connected for one reason or another.
Mhm.
And we also kind of get glimpses of Master Xehanort and kind of like what his story is all about. He was a apprentice with the same master as Ericus, which is presumably Yen Sid, which is weird, but I don't know, man.
I never got that interpretation.
no, that's the
figured
first
Yen
time
Sid
you've
was
ever
just
said
like-
that, Alex.
You
Really?
know how
Yeah.
Hogwarts
That's
has
how-
the different schools? I just figured Yen Sid went to a different
That's what
school.
I want to be true, but I always got the vibe that Yen Sid was the master of Ericus and Xehanort.
It seems like they sort of allude to it in a way, but they never just
The
come
way
out.
Yen Sid always talks about Ericus, it
Yeah.
seems like he was his teacher,
Yeah.
and they both had the same teacher, so that's why I assume. Also,
Right.
Yen Sid knows a lot about Xehanort,
Mhm.
but I don't know. I guess
maybe because he's never mentioned it. I just assume like I know there's a lot to read between the lines in like every game,
Yeah.
but I feel like a detail like that. I guess I just would have assumed, and I know you shouldn't assume, but like I just figured that if it was,
Sometimes
he would
you
have
have
said
to
like,
get words, you
"Oh
know?
dang, my darn apprentice, he's making all this trouble for you." Like,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll
What's
certainly
Master
find out.
Yen Sid gonna lift a finger?
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
when's he
we've
gonna
been
do
talking
shit?
about that. Like, he's just going to fuck
I
shit up
know.
in 3. You're like, all right,
He
fuck it.
just rips
Takes
off
off the
his
hat,
clothes, he's got
rips
4
off his robes.
keyblades.
He's like,
So,
motherfucking, who in Attack of the Clones?
oh god,
Motherfucking Grievous.
General Grievous.
no,
Yen
Dear
Sid is
God.
fucking Grievous of the Kingdom Hearts universe.
Yeah, he's
So-
got 12
so-
arms.
Like, he has a Final Form Sora's power, so he has 2 Keyblades, and then 2 are just kind of floating there. He's just like, let's do it.
so I'm gonna put on my tinfoil hat right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna disagree with Christian's way of thinking because here's my idea.
Okay.
Kyrie's parents know how to travel between worlds. They have a gummy ship.
Okay,
All right.
but back
Go bigger.
in Birth by Sleep, gummy ships weren't a thing yet.
They
right?
they created it.
Yeah,
They
idiot.
invented gummy ships.
They invented gummy ships and nobody knew. And
think Ansem
the grandma,
actually
the
invented
grand,
gummy ships.
no, shut up. It's Kyrie's parents. They created gummy ships, and Kyrie was able to travel, but they knocked her out traveling. So they just made it seem like it was just a walk down the road.
I mean, it
Jake,
definitely.
really quick, Jake, I want you to know that there is a possibility that Ansem the Wise is Kyrie's father. Like, that is a very real possibility. So,
Dear God.
Kyrie's parents could have invented gummy ships. And I just want you to think about it.
It's gonna freaking happen now. Every time we say something stupid where it shouldn't happen, it's gonna happen in Kingdom Hearts 3, and we know
We
it.
live in a world of endless possibilities.
Quick sidebar. Alex, is that Persona 4 Arena behind you?
Like, in the pile?
Yeah.
How the fuck do you see that?
I
let me
see
see.
that. I see Metal Gear Solid 4.
Dear God. But yeah, Namora, don't ever listen to
Yeah.
our podcast.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, I have it over here too. Yeah.
Mike, were you trying to ask something?
I was. What the fuck's the deal with gummy ships? Why do they look so dumb? And who gave Chip and Dale the license
Listen,
to build
listen.
aircrafts?
Listen, they only look dumb because you didn't make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not.
No, you got to make that shit. And two,
Yeah.
gummy ships are fucking dope. Like, they're
I don't
way
like
faster.
Lincoln Logs in real life. I'm not gonna fucking build a ship out of
Legos,
blocks.
bro. These are
Lincoln Logs
Legos.
are
Lincoln
cool.
Logs,
They're
you make a
stupid blocks.
house. That's
Legos that shoot missiles, bruh.
it.
Brad?
No, honestly, like, fuck, we didn't even talk about gummy ships throughout all this.
No,
but-
We don't have
We
to.
don't have to.
We
Yeah,
don't have
they're
to.
not.
Hey, arguably,
No.
I love gummy ships in 2.
I
Well,
love
it's
gummy
just-
ships in Kingdom Hearts 2 specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm optimistic about 3.
I can't.
3
believe you
looks
had to tell
weird,
me
like,
that
it's almost
Ansem
like-
could be Kyrie's dad.
Dude,
God damn it.
I'm sorry. I am the lore man. I
Loremin.
I
Alex
speculate.
Loremin.
Alex Loremin.
You never brought this up during any of our other
No.
episodes.
I just didn't think about it. It's one of many theories that I have. So
Dear God.
there's a
we
lot.
also
There's a
get
lot
to
of ground to
see-
cover. We can't get it all. This is what the recap is for.
We also get to see like a bunch of organization members before they were nobodies.
Right, like,
Yeah.
we see Lee, which...
Spoilers
which-
for Dream Drop Distance. God.
Hey, whoa,
We-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
we don't have to-
We're
that's
not
my
there
recap.
yet,
What
man. We're not there yet.
Lee is in this game.
Yeah, he's not... Yeah, he's in there. We see Braig.
Issa.
Issa.
Braig.
We see Lexius and Zaldan before they became nobodies.
Yeah, they were. Which finding out that they're guards, because I think he says like my 6 apprentices betrayed me. But finding out that they're guards makes me feel more like they ended up being just collateral damage when all that happened.
Yes.
Except, you know,
Another whole layer to how fucked up it is.
fucking Zaldan can eat a dick, but...
And like Issa and Lee were just kids, right? They were just teenagers.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah.
definitely had aspirations to go. Like they're looking at the palace. Like
Yeah,
they have-
it makes you
what do you-
think that maybe they were trying to get in and they agreed to be like experiments or work with the scientists there.
Well, that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Is what do you think? What they wanted out of getting into there? I don't know if they were just
Well,
orphans and looking for a better
Lee-
life, or I don't know if they were thieves and looking to just cause mischief. Like I have all these little theories about what they could, because it's so vague. They just look up at it and they're like, "We got to go do some stuff."
Lee and Issa always felt like to me like it's almost Sora and Riku, like these
Yeah.
aspirations of something greater, and they want to.
Oh, okay, I get what you mean. Yeah.
And then one of them, spoilers, succumbs to darkness.
Mm,
Yeah.
dang, that's-
Surprise.
Yeah, that's kind of how I thought about it too, Matt.
Like,
of just like
yeah,
they
there's
wanted to be bigger.
So
you know?
many fucking parallels in this game. Seriously.
Yeah. It's honestly it does at some point crescendo to being like more artful than it does kind of like frustrating.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think at least because like the way characters that kind of parallel other characters in the franchise eventually come together and have a relationship that builds off of that is really, really cool. Like
Yeah, this takes Metal Gear Solid a step into more family territory, where Metal Gear Solid like has those fucking shits, but like will still rip your fucking heart out and make you cry like a bitch.
yeah, it'll kill
Kingdom
all
Hearts
of
will
those
give you some solace.
sirens.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts will actually like, hey, no, we got you.
You'll get payoff on
Yeah.
some of that stuff that isn't very, very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there is like a scene and again, this is total just speculation, but like a scene between Terra and Riku in Kingdom Hearts 3 is like something of like, we've been building to this and we care about this.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing I could be looking forward to, right? I think that's cool. I think Kingdom Hearts does a really good job with that.
So what do you guys feel about the gameplay? Like we touched on this, us three talked about it.
I think it's a lot of fun. When I pretty much button mashed my way through the first two games, Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2.
It's a lot easier to do that, yeah.
I didn't really use reaction commands or anything like that, so this was the first time that I really went for stylized combat, like with the new forms and different like combat modes that it introduced. And so that was like another reason why I just love this game a lot. Like, story aside, like it in no time, like before I even reached the castle in Enchanted Dominion, like you're already doing like these really cool moves that I'm just like, man, like I feel like a total badass. It kind of reminded me of like I'm probably using a bad analogy here, but you know how in Phantom Menace, when you see like, oh, this is what like lightsaber wielders at their prime were like.
Right.
Like it was the same thing. Like, dang, like this is like
And
how
not, 60 plus
Blade
actors
Masters.
who can't really
Yeah.
do much.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like
Royal Guard scene.
like it was a new level of like combat. So that was another thing that I found really enjoying about the game.
I really like late game Birth by Sleep. I do not like early game Birth by Sleep. I think it's like really slow and really
I see that. Yeah.
frustrating like early on. I play the Kingdom Hearts games on proud mode, and I think like the scale up in this game is a lot sharper a curve too. It's when it started getting like real serious about being on proud mode. But like I think once you kind of really get in the meat and potatoes of everything toward the end of like, I'm fusing together all these different attacks I can do and creating new attacks that at some point I just start teleporting and attacking folks when I hit the ground. It's pretty cool. And like you said, Christian, like when you get to like the very end of the style changes and like you're chaining together style changes, like those are very, very cool. And some of the best stuff in that game. It was really cool to see like that come back in 0.2. And the D-Links, I actually like never used the first time I played the game, but used a ton on later playthroughs because they're like really, really helpful. Give you a full heal when you use them too. So I still don't like shot locks. But
that's what I was gonna say. Shot locks is.
And I'll say one thing I wish, like one of my major gripes though with the combat in general is that I wish everyone just had a dodge roll. Like I'm not a fan of the cartwheeling or the dashing that Terra has. I wish everyone just did. I don't know if they're too tall, so we can't roll with them or something. I just assumed it had something to do with.
I think it's a style thing. Like they just wanted them to feel stylistically different.
I see that too. Yeah.
I like the cartwheel. I like when you get the fire cartwheel and the ice cartwheel.
Which are Kami.
Yeah, it was very cool. I do not like the dash. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I wish also every character can just like super glide or double jump. Like why is like this character gets double jump, this character gets like 4 air dashes, this character can glide. It's like no, just I wish that was a little bit more unified. But
and Mike, just for reference, shot lock. So picture like the game basically freezes like all the enemies and stuff like that, and you have a reticle. You're moving it around the screen. You're
in like first person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Kind of like the VAT system in a way.
Yeah, kind of, and you're hovering the
sounds
reticle over enemies, and as you hover, you're like building a number of hits that you're gonna do.
Yeah.
So you have to keep it centered on enemies for like 5 full seconds, and then you unleash and do a bunch of attacks back to back.
Which
It's like fucking Star Fox 64.
It is kind of Star Foxy, but like on the ground and everything's moving around still.
I feel like moving ahead, like I feel like they did it better in 0.2, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, so that just means it's coming to 3.
It is in
Well,
3.
It's just like I don't know.
We'll get to
Chalice is like one of the first things they showed in 3 too. It's weird. I don't know why they would bring that.
Why?
Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
what are they called? The board games.
Oh man, that's what replaces the whole gummy ship thing. Is now in between worlds you do the command board.
Command board. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually didn't mind
board.
command board. Like it
Dude,
was.
I love command board. Like
Cinderella kicked my ass the first time I played it.
It's like, okay, I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, but now I can actually play Mario Party too. Like, all right, I'm down with this. Like,
It's more like a Fortune Street
Yeah.
or Monopoly. I
yeah,
guess.
for anyone who's deep into video game lore, it's Fortune Street. Yeah.
Sorry, that was a very deep pull.
Yeah, US has seen what, 1 or 2 of those.
2, I think. Ever.
Yeah.
I did not like Command Board.
no, dude, I think they're great. I think it's a lot of
they
fun.
They took way too long for me. And then the dividends that you get for it is like, I put like 45 minutes into this, and I feel like I didn't get that much.
Yeah.
You played bad. Yeah.
I could play better. But I guess that's just something I have to own.
Yeah, Mike.
And Mike,
GG.
Mike, yeah, Command Boards is essentially like a Mario Party like board game without the mini games.
Then what the fuck's the point?
So it's Monopoly.
You get
It's more like
experience.
Monopoly.
Yeah, you get experience and stuff like that.
You have to get
Again,
to
what the
a
fuck's
certain.
You can
amount
level
of
up your
money.
spells, abilities, stuff like that.
You can get new spells and abilities. You can get Blizzaga. Let me tell you about my boy Blizzaga.
Tell me all about Blizzaga.
Yeah, what about
Blizzaga.
when we hit like
Fucking
Kingdom
Digimon.
Hearts 3 and we hit
Listen.
Blizzaga?
Listen,
Yeah.
Blizzaga in 0.2 OP. Straight up OP.
Blizzaza.
Blizzaza, yes.
Blizzaza.
And Fyraga. Fyraza could be coming.
Thundaga.
The world just ends.
Yeah, the world just ends.
Is that what Xehanort does to Ventus at the end? Is that a Blizzaza?
I want to believe that Ven
We
would
just-
need like a whole 4th level spell to take
Boy.
him out.
Talking about these Zaz makes me want to talk about Dream Drop.
Yeah, no,
Distance.
we're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there.
I mean, like, we all really like Birth by Sleep. Like, it's hard to like recap that story.
Yeah.
It's very good though. It's very heartfelt. You care about this new group of characters out of absolutely nowhere.
Which, yeah, like
very
when this
deeply.
game was coming out, like this is bullshit. Like I want to continue the story. And even like as I was saying, like I didn't care for Terror when I'm playing through. When you get to the end of the game, it's like, oh fuck. And then you're watching his actions through the others as you're playing the other characters. Like, God damn it, Terror, man.
God damn it, Terra.
Just pull it together, man.
Yeah, I mean, from the very get-go, you see just how close they are and how much they care about each other. In the original trilogy, you know, when you see them on Destiny Islands, obviously they're all friends, but
Right.
and they have a good time playing with each other.
There's a
but
lot
like
more
sometimes,
rivalry.
yeah, sometimes they're a bit more rivalry, and like you get that Kairi like is a bit closer to Riku, and I mean a bit closer to Sora, and obviously he's friends with Riku, but like you don't not on the same level. Like it's a bit more complicated.
Like
where
somebody
it's,
had
like,
been friend zoned.
Yeah.
a little bit, but it just comes across a lot more stronger, the bond that they have. In,
Yeah.
Birth by Sleep.
Riku
So
never
Which just
took
makes
someone's
it
heart
that
out.
much more tragic when everything that happens to them happens to them.
Riku did never take someone's heart out, and he's also one of the protagonists and heroes now. So,
Because
He
he's
did
not.
though. He did take someone's heart out. He took out Maleficent's.
oh yeah, he
That
does.
was Ansem though.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I
Ansem.
guess so.
Yeah,
I
that,
guess
that's
Ansem.
possessed
Okay,
Riku.
yeah.
Touche.
Yeah,
Touche.
that's
He's
possessed
gone over that.
Riku's not a bastard like Terra.
Yeah, Terror's like, okay, yeah, all right.
He's the
Terra doesn't even question it.
He's the continuation of that legacy. You know, he is like the better Terra.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which, yeah, we'll get into it.
I
And
mean,
that means
everybody
more.
is the better Terror at that point.
All right.
And like
Xehanort is the better Terra.
Yeah, Xehanort's like, really? You're just all
Xehanort's
right.
a smarter Terra.
Okay,
at least.
cool. Like I pegged this guy day one. All right,
Xehanort.
let's do it.
Xehanort. Mike turned quickly when he heard Xehanort.
Christian
I-
Bale just won for Vice, so I'm just watching
Oh,
that.
I still need to see that, but that's awesome.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, thanks.
Were you saying-
Now I really want to see it, man.
who is he up against?
I forgot.
That was a nice long pause.
Yeah, that was a nice long run up. Yeah, Birth by Sleep is really good, and it's another one like we were talking about earlier. It's always competing for the top spot too, just like with two, Christian.
It's right up there for me.
It's really fucking good.
It's a strong number 2 for me.
And for a game to come out and just with new characters and basically a story that we know nothing about and compete with these games that arraignment so much with us, like, goddamn, like,
and technically characters we don't even know about or technically should care about.
Yeah,
to be honest,
that is
to begin with.
Good game.
Yeah.
It's just a good story. It is like front to back, probably the best standalone story in Kingdom Hearts.
I was just about to say, I think it stands alone really well. If anyone just randomly,
It's the most coherent front to back story out of any of the other games.
Do you think it helped that they had 3 characters to play and not a lot of worlds?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, like
yeah.
the timetable, the kind of the concessions that they had to make with that game helped that game in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why there's multiplayer in it, but
I mean, I was actually hoping the multiplayer survived, like, because I actually didn't mind playing those challenge rooms.
yeah,
On the
if you
PS4.
could do it on PS4 online, it would be. I would allow it.
I would enjoy
But
it.
we-
Like,
Yeah, I would enjoy it.
Like,
but
I
we
could
can't-
change the color of my armor. Like,
Can
just
we
hang
add
up and
grinding
actually
for
play
gear
Kingdom
in
Hearts
the battle
together?
arena?
Can you like play Kingdom Hearts together? Like,
Can we add multiplayer to the Lingering Will, please? Thank you.
yes,
Yeah, I'll get that Dark Souls drop. Just come in, summon in.
help.
Yeah, I think that's good for Birth by Sleep. It's really good.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, it's really
it's really good.
Mike,
Dion.
it's your turn.
What do you think
Oh,
so far?
We-
With all the story beats
My
that you
turn
now
for what?
know, what do you think?
What do you think about Birth by Sleep?
I want to go to sleep.
I respect
Well, you
that.
can after you enter the Dream Drop distance.
Oh, hey,
After you
we got
drop your
3.
dreams.
We got 3 things to talk about still.
Oh, yeah, 358. Wait, no, didn't we?
No.
No,
we
no, no,
already
no,
did
no, no. We
358.
have Dream Drop Distance. We have 0.2, and we have Key.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Guys, I think you guys are forgetting about Coded.
No, we're not.
No, we didn't forget about Coded.
There's a reason. There's a reason why we're just flowing past.
Coded
it.
happened. Moving on.
2 hours and 30 minutes. All right, Dream Drop distance. Go, Mike.
Like, before we even talk about Dream Drop Distance, like, Dream Drop Distance literally pulls the Coded happen. Moving on card. So,
Yeah, it literally
Yeah.
talks about it in the opening cutscene. It's like, all right, the ends.
Yeah.
Going on.
So, Mike, what do you think about Dream Drop Distance?
Wait, do you want the serious one or the bullshit one?
Well, I was actually asking for the serious one before we moved on, but let's save the serious one until we get to the end of this.
He's got this,
And I want your
no,
reaction to all
no.
the story beats that you've heard.
he's got a look
I-
going right now.
I still want his bullshit one.
Yeah, no, I want the bullshit one right now. Let's save the serious reaction to all the story until the end of the episode.
Okay, I had the Wikipedia page up. I was just gonna read the Wikipedia thing.
Because I really
Um,
want to hear somebody's honest opinion of hearing almost all of the story of Kingdom Hearts all in one go.
and most of the Golden Globes.
Yeah, I'll keep you tuned. Mahershala Ali won for supporting actor is pretty cool, even though Green Book kind of sucks. Whatever. So a couple years ago at Riot Fest, I went to go see Snoop Dogg, and he was opening up for Modest Mouse. And something happened with Snoop Dogg's set where they delayed him so much that he just didn't come on for a fucking 45 minutes or something. And he was about to play Drop It Like It's Hot, and they cut off his fucking set, and then Modest Mouse just started playing. It was really weird. And how you gonna dream drop that fucking shit, you know? It's I don't know. I
And
fucking lost it.
what-
Never mind.
What world are we living in where fucking Snoop Dogg opens for Modest Mouse?
That's what I was thinking.
Like
Riot Fest, baby.
I love good news
Wait,
for
Why
people
is
who love
Snoop
bad
Dogg
news.
at Riot Fest?
But
Riot Fest is punk rock and hip hop.
Oh dear God.
I
Fucking saw Wu Tang at Riot Fest. That was fucking dope. And Cypress Hill.
Oh god,
Okay,
Cypress
those
Hill.
two I would actually go
Shout out
see.
to Cypress Hill, though.
Shout out to Cypress Hill.
No.
What do you mean no?
I think I only know one song from Cypress Hill,
I
and
do
it
too.
never
That's the
made me
only
want to
song you
listen
need
to
to know.
any
Shout out
other
to Cypress
Hills.
Hills.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
It's just a shout out.
I
man.
never wanted to listen to any other Cypress Hill because of that song. I own the album, and I only listen to those 2 versions of that song.
Hell yeah, dude.
Guys,
Man, shout out to Cypress Hill for bringing back Rage Against the Machine, kind of.
Kind of. Yeah.
Hey, well, Run the Jewels brought back Rage Against the Machine. Kind of.
Well, yeah, I'm talking about the band, not Zach.
Well, I'm talking about Zach because he is Rage Against the Machine.
I'm always talking about Zach.
I'm Morello, though.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
Zach.
Guys,
Don't worry, I've been there for 2.5 hours.
we've been going for 2.5 hours.
Let's get through.
I'm gonna walk away for a second. but you guys can keep going. if
No,
you
no,
want.
Okay.
we'll wait because we're
No, I'll
about to
wait
hit
for you.
Dream Drop distance.
Jake knows. That's why he chose
All right.
this time.
So let's
Wait.
let's talk more about this thing. Jake, go do whatever you need to do. For
All
a
right,
second.
Christian, if you want to talk about Coded, go ahead.
Dream Drop Distance is a video game about
Hey,
dreaming,
no, we're not talking about that
dropping.
yet. But seriously, like,
Taking place after the events of Kingdom Hearts Recoded, the game focuses on Sora and Riku's Mark of Mastery exam, in which they protect parallel worlds in preparation for the return of Xehanort.
Xehanort. Yep, nailed it.
Mike, I actually
Besides
have a-
controlling the two playable characters across the single scenario, the players are able to recruit creatures known as Dream Eaters, shout out to Gengar, that are able to assist in the fights.
Not Gengar, but I see your heart's in the right place.
Mike, here's a better
we're
summary.
Pokemon Limited Edition coming in March.
There's a better summary for you, if you actually want to read a summary.
No, I don't want to
Okay,
read
where-
any more than
okay,
that.
why can't I get full screen back up? Video listeners, bear with me.
Video listeners, bear with us.
I don't have any of the buttons anymore. Like, I can't, like, full screen this anymore. I don't know what happened.
It's because Discord hates all of us. I was really into the Mike reads the Dream Drop Distance.
No, yeah,
summary,
that's why I was
actually.
giving him a different summary. How the fuck do I fix this?
Yeah, I love that you're like, okay, you're gonna read the Dream Drop Distance summary, and you don't give me anything to read.
So like
Great.
the Dream Eaters are like these little Pokemon like dudes. There's one that's kind of like
Oh, fuck! You're talking my language.
he's kind of like a big puffy dog, and he's very cute, and you can rub his belly.
Wow.
Meow wow, yeah. It's a cat, but it looks kind of like more like a dog, I think.
Sorry, I like cat
Wow
dogs.
comes from.
Yeah, cat dog. Yeah, it's fair.
Okay.
There's like one that's kind of like a giraffe. There's one that's kind of like a lion. This one that's kind of like a snail, and then there's another one that's kind of like a snail, but it does different stuff. And you can play with them.
Fixed it.
Oh shit!
You can also do supers with them. It's pretty good.
Yeah, no,
And they're
yeah,
coming back in 3.
And apparently they might come back in 3.
Yeah, that's something we talked about last episode.
They're in a trailer.
Oh, they are?
They are.
Yeah, he does like a.
Don't,
he does
wait,
like a-
wait. I don't want to know anything about the final battle trailer. I don't.
Keep us clean. Keep us pure, Christian. Protect us.
I just realized I need to pee.
Although I would not be surprised to hear. I'm not surprised to hear.
I want to keep it speculation. Talk about
Yeah.
Code 8. I'll be right back.
All right.
Tell me all about
Christian,
Coded.
Tell me about Coded.
So let me tell you about Coded, Mike. All right. So Kingdom Hearts 2 ends. The world is saved. Everybody's back on Destiny Islands, and
Fuck yeah!
they're ready to just kick it. Have a luau, whatever, on the beach, and they get a letter in a bottle from Mickey. It's got the seal of the king, and they're like, "What is this? A new adventure? Kingdom Hearts 3?" No, it's actually just them telling them like, "Hey, man, Xehanort's out there. You guys should probably come take a test and like become full Keyblade masters." And Coded is everything that led up to Mickey sending out that letter to them. They're like, "Hey, we got some adventures. Let's check out the journals and what's up with them." One of them's empty because of stuff, and the other one is whatever. And so they're like, "Well, hey, that empty one, let's digitize it, and we can revisit those worlds with this digital Sora, and he can come across like the mysteries." Because what they found in one of the journals is this message that Jiminy's like, "Hey, I didn't write this in there. It says, you got to save them from their hurt." And they're like, "Who is them, and why are they hurting?" Spoilers, they're talking about Terraven and Aqua from Birth by Sleep. It's a message from Naminé. Right? Naminé?
No, it is encoded in Naminé's other journal entry of like thank Naminé. It's like that other message, and then
But it's from Ansem the Wise.
I think so. I believe
It's
so.
from Ansem the Wise / Naminé. They, hey, just so you know, like these 3 Keyblade wielders, they went through this tragic thing, and it's up to you, Sora, to save them. That was a way of Ansem clearing his conscience from all the horrible things he did, was by leaving this message saying like, "Hey, you go save them because I fucked everything up."
It's like how you bought that chain to clear your conscience. All that horrible shit you did, Mike.
Yeah, dude, that Yankee chain,
Yeah, the Yankee chain.
the bootleg Yankee chain.
What does Coded play like, Christian?
Well, it's a bunch of it's been a while because I haven't played it since the release, but it plays. I'm trying to remember, dude. Like I can't even visualize because I can
It's
only
kind of like
visualize.
Chain of Memories. I know that much.
Man, like I'm literally drawing a blank. I'm only remembering like boss battles it goes from 3D to 2D.
Weird.
And it changes perspective. Oh wait, no, it's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Yeah. So it's like the graphics are kind of like 358, but they just look a little better, you know. So it's that simplified version of the Kingdom Hearts from the PS2, you know, kind of like you're running around different worlds and stuff, doing platforms, and a lot of it is like fighting enemies, but also you're breaking these blocks that are like essentially viruses in the data
We're
world.
talking about Coded.
There you go.
What happens when you fucking leave?
I mean, but that's the long and short of Coded right there.
Me too.
Now that the guys are back.
Yeah, Coded is a lot of setting up that kind of final message that leads Mickey and
In a bottle.
Yen Sid. Yes, message in a bottle. Sending inviting Riku and Sora back to take the Marker Mastery exam, which is what Dream Drop Distance is all about. Dream Drop Distance summary, go.
Wait.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm still kind of a little salty that we got Coded as a DS game, but the US never saw Before Crisis.
Yep.
I just wanted to say that.
That's all right.
I wanted to play that game.
I wanted to know what that game was all about.
Like it real talk sidebar. It looked like you were fighting like different weapons that never show up in any of the other Final Fantasy VII games.
Yeah.
And it was just about the Turks, which fucking love Reno. Like, let's do it. Reno is the Axel of the Final Fantasy VII universe.
Well, literally.
Yeah,
Literally,
same voice
yeah.
actor.
It's
Yeah.
the same dude. Very similar personality.
A long-running theory was that Axel's real name was Ale because apparently Reno, one of his favorite drinks to drink is ale. So
Yeah, no, I was saying like I wish Axel's real name was Ale.
Oh, you mentioned that last time. I remember listening to that episode, and I was like, oh, like I mentioned, that's been a big theory, you know, for a lot of people.
That'd be cool.
Oh.
Like, I wish we actually have seen more Final Fantasy characters, because as many as there were in the first game, like, they've kind of been just, like, sprinkled about. Since,
Mm-hmm.
We could see a Lightning and a Noctis in Kingdom Hearts 3. We don't know yet. I doubt it, but we could.
I know that boy.
We found the line from that. Yeah, Noctis is a good boy, right?
Arguably
pretty
the
good boy. It's
two
the
worst
only
Final Fantasy
Final
games.
Fantasy game I played.
Noctis is a good boy.
That's the only Final Fantasy game I like.
I love Final Fantasy 15, and I greatly enjoy Final Fantasy 13.
That's a hot take right there if I've ever.
I know, to say that I like the thing is a hot take. That's how deep into the shit 13 is.
Okay. All right. Who's taking Dream?
So
Drop
I
Distance?
will. One more thing before we move on. So the one thing I'll say about like why I love Coded so much is that like even though it's like this throwaway story or whatever, like Data Sora, who's a data representation of Sora, like he's so pure and so like he forms such a strong bond with the with Mickey. Like even though he's just this little digital avatar, he grows so many feels, and so that's why I really like the story still. Like. Because it still has a lot of heart.
Yeah,
I respect it.
Coded is kind of like a what if, like what if Sora was hanging out with Mickey rather than Riku, and like you see, like they would have had such a great relationship too. Like that is cool.
Dream Drop Distance. We gotta tackle the time travel one.
Fuck, there's goddamn time travel in these
There's
goddamn
Mike,
shit
this-
games.
like so, I'm not actually I didn't send anything to Mike because I did not want him to have to tackle this game. It was just a joke.
Continuing the goddamn wiki.
No.
No.
The Square Enix staff decided to develop Dream Drop. Okay, guys.
I sent you a kh2.co.uk, I think, link, or whatever.
On Discord?
One of the good sites, yeah. Summary of Dream Drop Distance, if you actually want to tackle it. Otherwise, I will, with the help of everyone else here, do the summary of Dream Drop Distance.
What's cool about Dream Drop Distance is it has summaries of all the other games in it.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me with the length of this goddamn page, Matt?
Right?
It is pretty long. Well, I guess honestly, this is shorter than I thought it would be.
No, Mike, it's a lot. It arguably, and I said it last episode, has the most story out of any other Kingdom Hearts games.
And let me tell you, all that story is at the very end of the game.
Yeah, the twist per minute ratio is very low throughout most of that game, and at the end, it's about like 14 twists per
Like
minute.
twist.
Consistently.
I'll read a little bit of it and then somebody take over.
Okay.
All right, it's just like a reading class. Let's do it.
Just
like
so
class.
you know, I can't pull up the link. 'Cause
I
I'm
have it.
recording.
I'm ready.
I got it too.
Kingdom
so
Hearts
I'll take
3D,
off when-
Dream Drop Distance, Japan.
You don't have to read that.
Japanese release date March 29th, 2012. European release date July 20th, 2012. Australian release date July 26th, 2012. North
Get
American
to the
release date
freaking
July 31st,
He's
2012.
there. He's there.
Who's next?
All right.
By bringing about the defeat of both Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, and Xemnas, Sora, I don't know why Xemnas doesn't get a subtitle, Sora and Riku have unknowingly brought about the return of Master
Stop. Does
Xehanort.
Xemnas have a subtitle?
He has something, but they don't use it. I think it's like
Like
Not good boy.
I've always heard about Seeker of Darkness with Ansem, but I've never actually.
He doesn't have like one like Seeker of Darkness, but
I thought
like
it was something like the
Xemnas-
Master of the In Between or something like that. Like,
Well, I just expected them to say like Xemnas, Xehanort to nobody or something. I don't know. Anyway, they brought about the return of Master Xehanort, the man who had destroyed the lives of 3 Keyblade apprentices and their master over a decade ago, and have since been wreaking havoc throughout the worlds in his various forms. As soon as he realized this, the wise sorcerer Yen Sid immediately summoned the 2 young wielders to his tower and requested they undergo the Mark of Master exam in order to combat the threat that approaches. Although they have overcome many obstacles and grown in such a short period of time, they do not yet possess the power they require to protect the worlds and must dive into the sleeping worlds to start over with the blank slate.
You want to just take over paragraphs? We just keep switching back.
Yeah, we can just switch it out. I really want Mike to give me like a legit paragraph here.
All right, hold on. I'll go next.
No.
What do you-
Let Mike do the last 2 paragraphs of this.
the last
Okay.
2?
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
wait, are we reading this full page?
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
I guess so.
Why?
It's not that long.
Honestly,
You tell me.
this is way easier than me trying
it's
to
not that
recap
long.
it.
Yeah.
The longer we take arguing about reading the page, we could have been done with by now.
All right. The 2 of them were sent
Jake,
back
just
to
turn on the Golden Globes. It goes way easier. Chris Pine is on right now.
Nice, Chris.
The 2 of them were sent back to the point in time when their adventure was just about to begin. The Destiny Islands, right before the storm, had changed their lives forever.
Time
Sora-
travel.
Yes. Sora and Riku departed their home on the Titan raft that they built. Although, why the fuck is Ursula there?
Just keep reading.
You just
No
read
idea.
it. Read it.
Okay. With their own 2 hands and set sail towards the horizon. Not the brown road. Wait. I skipped a fucking line. Not knowing where they go or who they meet, unbeknownst to them that they were being watched by the Brown Road Man. They didn't set sail on the exam. They were drifting towards their ultimate demise. They unlocked the first keyhole and dove into the sleeping worlds.
Things didn't go according to plan, Mike. I don't know if you anticipated that. Things got
Brown Road Man,
I don't know about
Brown.
that line with their ultimate demise, but okay.
the Brown Road Man was there just going at it. However, they noticed
like,
upon their arrival,
Going at it.
yeah, that they were separated from one another, traveling through different planes of the same world that, although separated, still affect each other. Their dreams that the sleeping worlds are having at the exact same time. The dream of those who had, man, this is dense. the dream of those who had once resided in that world or still do, recreating them to act upon their given roles. And although they may look familiar, Sora and Riku must not be fooled by their own dreams and memories. Rather than relying on pre-established bonds, they must forge new connections that will lead them out from dream to dream, and with each that they surpass, they'll unlock another keyhole and release that world from their slumber, allowing it to return to the realm of light.
As Sora traveled through the worlds, meeting old friends and making new ones, he must confront the familiar faces that plagued his journey in the past. The boy clad in red and black with a familiar face that stares hauntingly at him in a crazed glee. The former leader of the organization that had been defeated by Sora's own hands, both accompanied by a new silver-haired individual and the black cloak. It seems like whenever the 2 cross paths, it only served to dissuade him from his goal, creating doubt within his heart. Although he passionately believes in what he knows is truth, it doesn't help that the cryptic messages strike almost a little too close to home.
Why is the summary fucking written like a Charles Dickens novel?
It really is. This is an intense summary. I do like
The
it.
boy clad in red.
Shout out to KH Insider.
Wait. Boy Klein Red. That's Sora, right?
No, it's Vanitas.
It's the dudes from the village.
Like Vanitas is like in
He's
the game
in,
for
like,
like
one
a
scene.
fucking second in this game.
Yeah, I know. But like, it's important that Sora solved Vanitas. I guess that's what they were trying to stress.
No.
Quick side note: the Golden
Yeah.
Globes just showed a shot of Obadiah Stane. I really fucking appreciate that.
Yeah, dude, what a deep cut.
Anyways, continue.
On the other hand, Riku dwells on the past he had been struggling to leave behind. He had grown stronger and atoned for his actions. His friends forgave him for hurting them, and they knew that he had been manipulated. All he wanted was to protect them, no matter the cost. Even if his methods differed greatly and conflicted with personal motives, morals, everything was all right in the end. What's done is done, and he should just move on, right? Why are you asking?
I don't know. It's a summary. Why are they asking us?
We came to you for answers.
It literally says, right? Riku walks the road to dawn. Thanks. He travels through the world that is challenged and changed. His path will always remain straight and true. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Simple and clean.
Simple and clean, man. Sanctuary.
Sora and Passion's way better than Sanctuary. Sora and Riku come to a point where the end should have been in sight. All 7 keyholes had been sealed, but they were still in the same clothes in their younger forms. Just what was going on? There's another question mark right there. As if
Why are they doing this
I
to
don't know.
us?
As if an answer.
Why is
from
Matt doing this to us?
as if an answer from the depths of darkness. The two are greeted by not only those who had been haunting them throughout their journey, Zenmus and Amsim, Seeker of Darkness. Again, he's the only one who has a subtitle. But also those they had believed to had perished long ago, in particular the former number 2 of Organization 13, Zigbar, motherfucker himself.
Ziggy Boy is, I believe, what his friends call him. This whole thing was a setup. I knew it! From the very beginning, they had been guided away from the Mark of Mastery and walked through Xehanort's plans. Xehanort, ... He had set the entire thing up. They were able to track Sora because of the X that had been marked on his chest, the Requisance sigil, or Requisance sigil. I don't know how to say that word.
Requisance sigil gonna give it to you. What?
It's a literal X on his chest, and there's an X in all the organization members' names. It's the whole thing, Mike. I know, it's crazy. The silver-haired man who had been following them from world to world was actually Master Xehanort himself, but from the distant past, time travel. He had been gathering his various forms scattered throughout time and space and brought them all there on that day to welcome back the Xehanort from the most distant future. Sora had been completely unaware the entire time and instead dove into dream after dream to the point where he had chased them so deep that he had become trapped in the deepest abyss, unable to wake. Now that he had succumbed to sleep and allowed the darkness to seep in, he would be perfect for Xehanort's final vessel.
Not to spoil anything for Harry Potter people, but this sounds like the plot to the Cursed Child.
Exactly. Cursed Child. Okay, I have not read Cursed Child, so
I haven't
but this is
either.
I
Yeah, you don't have to.
I didn't want to because I
That's
just
what I've
heard it was bad fanfic.
yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
the play is awesome.
Okay.
It turned out that Riku had noticed from the very beginning, upon seeing the man in the brown robe, that trouble was amiss. I don't believe that.
I think he was on his guard. I would definitely believe that.
Mm-hmm.
He was expecting something like this to happen.
And instead dove into Sora's dreams to protect him, assuming the role of a dream eater, as in Riku is actually Sora's dream eater.
He's eating he's scrumbed down on his dreams.
Nom, 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 nom.
He saw Sora drifting in sleep just as once. What?
One more time.
Just as he once did. Jason wasn't there and unable to distinguish English them from reality. He couldn't just leave his best friend in such a state and fought tooth and nail to get to him. The bonds that helped Riku get so far, the memories that supported him along the way of the one who had first encouraged him to reach towards the outside worlds gave him strength that surpassed the others. God damn, that's a long sentence.
Yeah, it is.
He finally had the strength to protect what matters and drove once more to rescue Sora from Xehanort's clutches.
All right, Mike.
Motherfucker, there's another paragraph before too.
No, I mean, like, there's a
Yeah,
a little
that's
baby
a
paragraph
sentence.
at the
That's not. That's yeah.
You said the last two
I
paragraphs.
said the
I'm
last
counting
two
that last
paragraphs.
paragraph.
Those are the
damn
last two paragraphs.
for the love
Because there's a
of God.
sentence afterwards.
Fuck.
Here we go.
Why did Xehanort want Sora to begin with? Question mark. The Legend of the Keyblade War and the, I'm assuming Keyblade.
Keyblade,
The
yeah.
Stupid little, sure, stupid little X. That destroyed as a result of it were keys. The Keyblade was shattered into a total of 20 pieces, 7 of light and 13 of darkness. Organization 13. Oh, what? I get something.
Yeah, you got it.
I got it. The 7 of light were no doubt the princesses, and such had 7 guardians. Oh, this is really hard to read at fucking 10 o'clock at night. Light to correspond to them, but for the 13 of darkness, Xehanort had intended to use for Organization 13. Taking empty shells and filling them with the same heart and mind. New York state of mind.
Yep.
He hid the knowledge of the hearts, being able to regrow from the nobodies who yearned to be whole again in order to turn them all into Xehanort. Ultimately, the plan had failed, and so brought Xehanort to this moment. His 13 selves, Xehanort's fucking Voldemort. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah. We talked about that 2 episodes ago.
Yep.
His 13 selves would join together and confront the Guardians, who were still lacking their key members, and usher in a new era. Once again, his plan was squandered by the heroes of light. Sora was rescued from his ultimate fate as Xehanort's 13th Seeker of Darkness and new vessel is fucking crazy and stupid. Holy shit. And he had Riku were able to return to the realm of light. However, Sora continued to slumber as he fell deeper into the abyss and couldn't wake up. Same. For the sake of his best friend Riku, best friend, dove back into his dreams. Right. Dropping.
Dream drop.
Dream drop. Got it. Once more to bring him home, just as Sora had once done for him. Cute. With the new powers he had gained from his adventure in the realm of sleep and the bonds he has with his new friends, he was ultimately successful. And it was because of his bravery and his accomplishments that named Riku the new Keyblade Master. Yay! Yen Sid wasted no time in sending Riku out to his first mission to retrieve a special guest. I guess it was fucking... Oh no, the 7th Princess of Heart, Kairi. I was gonna say, I guess it's fucking Mickey. What was it he planned to do with Kairi? They would soon find out.
He was gonna fucking kill her, dude. Great job, Mike.
Thanks.
Now you know why Dream Drop Distance fucked with us so much.
Honestly, I don't remember anything you guys just read.
All you have to remember is time travel happened.
I like that
Doctor fucking who?
never mentions Hunchback of Notre Dame, Pinocchio's
Pinocchio.
I am Pinocchio.
Yeah, it also doesn't mention Ventus's armor, the Nightmare.
Any of the fun stuff?
All the Disney stuff.
The one thing I talked about earlier in this podcast, when we were talking about 2, that I said I was going to say for this, Marluxia, his boss fight in 2 Final Mix, actually, like the fucking boss fight I had a problem with in Dream Drop Distance, very similar.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Obviously, like the hit counter thing is very unique to that fight. With
True,
him,
like that.
yes.
That's not there, but like the back and forth.
Yeah, the way the movement of that fight works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Dream Drop Distance is really frustrating. We talked about this so recently, so it's weird for me.
It's weird for me too. It's okay.
Like, say what you will about the story of Kingdom Hearts. Front to back, a lot of those stories kind of stood on their own. Dream Drop Distance just makes very little sense in the moment, and you have to kind of process that information, and it's like all over the map. And I had way more questions after Dream Drop Distance that felt like I would never get answers to them than I did with any of the other games.
That kind of like Bird by Sleep answered almost all our questions, and 2 of these guys are on a phone, and one of them was watching a TV.
They're dead.
They're not even fucking hiding.
This is how people feel about Dream Drop Distance.
I'm half listening. The best director category is up next.
Yeah. What the fuck was I saying even?
No one knows.
Dream Drop Distance was
Like
that's a
yeah, like up to this point, Kingdom Hearts is like there's a lot of weirdness, but Birth by Sleep answered a lot of those questions. But then we enter Dream Drop Distance, and then like, oh, all right. So since you kind of gave us some revelations, stuff like that, we're just gonna fuck everything and just so many more questions. And oh, how does time travel work? Oh, is Xehanort gonna be able to come back even though his plans are foiled at the end? Which shout out to Axel that summary doesn't even mention.
yeah, Lee.
Can you find a different summary, please?
Yeah, it doesn't even mention the Nording.
Yeah, it doesn't mention people getting Norton.
Come on, that's the most.
It is one of the most important parts. The third
Xehanort puts pieces of his heart in your corpse, and he
it does say like
comes
body and mind into others in that.
The boy who lived.
But,
yep, exactly. They're all the boys who lived and girl.
Yeah,
and girl.
To all the boys I love.
Fucking Dream Drop Distance is
How are you guys feeling about Dream Drop Distance now that we've had like another like week or so?
like 2 weeks since we were talking about it.
Yeah.
The whole beginning point, like nothing really happens until the very end.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Fuck. I still think it's one of the, like, the gameplay is great. Like, spirits, like, during the gameplay, not the fucking spirit board. That was terrible. I still agree on that point. It was a good game, though. Like, as much as, like, only the story happens in the end. If I had played this in 2012, though, like you, Alex,
I'd be just as broken.
I'd be so fucking pissed. Like,
Christian, how do you feel about Dream Drop Distance?
I think it's a really fresh game. I think it's a lot of fun. There's new worlds, creatures that you're taking care of. Like, I really liked all that. The aesthetic, like, it used a lot of pastels and the colors really bright. So it's kind of like, it's not as dark as a lot of the other games. So I think it's like a really refreshing approach to the Kingdom Hearts verse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, time travel is really weird, and yeah, I mean, it's not like the best addition they've made to the whole canon or anything like that, but I think if you just take it at face value, like just kind of go with it, like, you know, just like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too.
But I do like how it just like raises the stakes even more. That like, I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by we're looking at
these little piece of art, Kingdom Hearts art.
yeah, this
Kingdom
came
Hearts.
with the Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance limited
Mhm.
edition.
Did that?
I
didn't
buy
do-
the I bought the
you got
game
limited.
when it came out, and I played a little bit, but I did not actually finish the game.
Gotcha.
But no, I think it was a lot of fun. I loved that they include the World Ends With You characters, because it's a game I really enjoyed, and like
Yeah.
characters again was cool. So yeah, but I think it was a really great, you know, prequel to 3, or like a setup for, you know, the final battle. You know, the reveal that you know, there's no more avoiding it. Like, we got to have this final fight. You know, that's.
But
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if I had played this in 2012, like the end of the game, the secret message is reconnect Kingdom Hearts, and like Alex, like if I had played this in 2012, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, we're getting Kingdom Hearts 3. 3 years later, we get a teaser. Like, Alex, can you speak to how upset and what were your emotions year by year? How were you feeling about Kingdom Hearts after?
It was, I mean, like 2014, right? Like 2 years after, and like we knew nothing. It felt like that. A lot of like my frustrations with Dream Drop Distance is like, wow, that game sank that franchise. Like, that game, they're not going to make Kingdom Hearts 3. If they make anything, it's going to be something like Key, and it's just never going to happen at this point. And the last thing we got was Dream Drop Distance, which adds all this like time travel bullshit and all that, and is like setting up for this thing that sounds like epic and crazy and awesome, but is like too cool to actually execute on. So it's like there's a lot of hope that you lose in that window, and then like obviously 2015 comes around. They announced Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's still that skepticism. But then like when they start showing the trailers, and like these last 2 years especially have been like, Dream Drop Distance has aged better because like, oh, they're actually gonna just go fucking buck wild on this. Like, they're just gonna go all out, and that's really cool. But there's definitely a period of time where it's like really frustrating, where like that was the last taste of the franchise left in your mouth. But I don't know, like you said, Christian, like it's got its own unique look. It's got it plays really well.
I like the flow motion. Like speaking of gameplay, like that's a really cool. Like
flow motion.
You've never been faster or quicker like in another game.
Yeah, and we talked about how fast the game was. It's like you're in valor form all the time when you're running.
Yeah, it's cool. But that's a more complicated game, right? It's harder to feel just good about it because of how muddy things get afterwards. For me at least. But yeah, like I mean, I'm one of those people that I don't want to spend too much time on Dream Drop Distance, especially 3.5 hours into this show. And I would say like 0.2 is like nothing but good vibes. So maybe we should just move on to 0.2 and then wrap it there because fuck Unchained Key. Back cover.
Yeah, especially since hey guys, can you get off your phone?
No.
That's what Dream Drop Distance pulls out.
Right? Like everyone's like, all right, we're done. Right?
I am so to the audio listeners, I am on my phone. It is a client that is very upset.
Try and get that.
I am texting my boss, letting her know that I am going to go to training tomorrow.
I am promoting on.
I didn't think I'd be caught because I didn't realize you guys were too. But I'm totally listening. I'm just trying to.
I'm totally listening too.
We gotcha.
I'm totally listening too. What we're talking
but no,
about?
back cover
0.2.
0.2. Mike, I want to know what if I said 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage, like what those words would evoke for you.
That combination of words is exactly how I would describe my feelings right now. 3.5 hours into this fucking podcast.
Guys, we're actually only 3 hours and 7 minutes into this podcast.
Yeah, it's not that bad, guys. Come on.
It feels like 358 days.
No, Mike, that 3 hours, it's still less than Rox's story.
I swear to God, if this goes longer than a goddamn award show.
It is really an award show.
Like, this is like condensed Kingdom Hearts. Like,
this is like Kingdom Hearts quickly.
We've done 6 episodes prior to this. Each of those an hour to 2 hours long. So this easily could have run into 9-hour territory.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're just over 3 hours. Like, I'm surprised. Like, we're actually doing this recap justice. Like, we're condensing the shit out of this.
Yeah.
0.2.
Anyways, 0.2.
0.2. You play as Aqua.
Cartwheel.
Cartwheel.
Play as Aqua. You go through the World of Darkness. You run into Cinderella's world that has fallen into the World of Darkness. I wonder who caused that.
I don't know.
Voldemort himself.
It was Voldemort, yeah. I think it was, actually.
And then you go through a roll of mirrors. That's Snow White's mirror dude's world thing. And then you... what? Technically, what is the... Because it's like Bramble.
You fight through a lot of like a Thorn Woods, which could be like the woods outside Beast Castle.
It's either Beast Castle or Maleficent's Castle.
Yeah, Enchanted Kingdom is probably more.
You go through there, and then time skips. Like, it doesn't really say in the game, but time definitely skips after you run into Terra. And you're actually talking to Terra, and that's actually a moment. It's like, whoa, correct. Hey, you actually have someone to talk to. Like, Aqua is trapped in this world of darkness. Terra can't see you, but he can hear you because of what he's going through, which we actually haven't even talked about, the whole Terra Xehanort thing. Mike, just so you know, when Xehanort took Terra's body, there was a clashing of wills inside with Terra's heart and Xehanort's heart.
Did you say clashing of whales?
Clashing of wills, but you know,
Wills.
Basic.
I said wills. I said wills.
You said
like whales.
I would love a clashing of whales.
As someone who's not listening, I heard whales.
Well, thank you for tuning into this podcast.
As someone who is listening, I heard Will's. What do I know?
Anyways, so there's a clashing of wills inside that body. Terra and Xehanort are kind of like they're waiting each other out. And in Kingdom Hearts 2, when you hear about Diz's apprentice, Ansem the Wise's apprentice, this dude named Xehanort, that's Terra Xehanort. Because of the whole clashing of wills and everything, that person doesn't have all the memories of either Xehanort, and I don't think any memories of Terra. But he's
just his own person.
He looks like Terra with white hair and tanner skin.
Yeah.
So moving past that, there's a time skip in the World of Darkness, and Aqua runs into Mickey. Fucking shout out to King Mickey.
Shout out to King Mickey.
This is my favorite part of the game, arguably.
Happy 90th birthday, King Mickey.
Yeah, dude. Looking trill.
Looking fucking fit as all.
You about to see how fit Mickey.
You have no idea.
Yeah.
Yo, we get no idea.
We get the Mick dick.
We get the Mick chest.
We get the Mick tit.
We get shirtless Mickey, and my God.
So
Better
going
than
through the World of Darkness looks very akin to like what we saw through the door on Kingdom Hearts 1. Just the landscape and everything like that. Real talk, like when it got to the beach and everything, like at the end of that level with Aqua, I thought like we were gonna actually end up on the beach that we see at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2. Turns out we actually go into the area that's at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. Aqua and Mickey are in this room trying to fight back the Heartless. Oh wait, no, we did go to Destiny Islands at the end of that.
Yeah, they go to Destiny Islands, but it's not that other beach.
Right, no, they actually go to Destiny Islands because at this point in time, because from when Aqua went into the darkness to this point, because time is kind of like muddled in the World of Darkness.
It's Destiny Island in the World of Darkness.
Right,
Pulled in.
so this is during Kingdom Hearts 1. This is after the story has started. Mike has left.
Mike disappeared.
Mike has been Norded.
Mike got Norded.
So Aqua and Mickey fight this Heartless boss, which you guys had a huge issue with. I played on normal. I didn't have.
Oh yeah, I don't know why you guys play so hard. Like, man, I'm just trying to get.
That's a question I'm actually going to save for the end of this that I've actually wanted to talk to Alex about.
Because Alex and I got the big dicks around here. That's why.
I did not say that.
No.
Just wanted to be clear, Alex O'Neill did not say that.
We enter. They go through the door that we see at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts with the guy in the brown robe, and we get to this room that's at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1. None of us knew that that room was actually connected to that door until
the door to darkness, baby.
Mickey and Aqua are fighting back the Heartless, and Riku is there. Riku is on the inside trying to close the door. Sora is on the outside trying to close the door. There's a clash. Mickey somehow loses his shirt in this scuffle.
Yes.
Yep.
Just out of the fucking blue. His shirt's
very
just
good moment.
It's gone. And to make sure that the door closes, to help everything, Aqua essentially goes back to Destiny Islands through that other door, trying to fight this Heartless fucking wave coming out. And she essentially says, I will be here to fight the Heartless to make sure.
I will stay here.
Yeah. And we're left like with a shot of Aircourse's Keyblade being left on that beach when Destiny Islands goes back to the World of Light.
And Aqua falls into darkness, man.
Fucking 0.2.
The end. In the eyes. There's like a whole epilogue part of that where you see the setup for Kingdom Hearts 3, but it's not. I don't think that's necessarily important to recap. Y'all know about that.
Right, that was my question. This is the new thing that came with.
Yeah, this came out with 2.8.
Yeah.
It's the last bit of information you need before going into 3.
Yeah,
and it's in the engine of 3, correct? Or was this before
it's like in the
they made the
engine
switch?
of when they were creating the engine of 3.
Yeah, it feels more like maybe the first thing they made in
This is like the tech.
They're a rough draft.
Yeah.
And apparently this was going to be the intro for 3. Like this was going to be like the Rox's equivalent of Kingdom Hearts 2.
I've heard that before as well.
Interesting.
Which I'm kind of glad it's not.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
weird.
you get that feeling more of like this is their first time working with the engine. Let's do this story. There.
The fight scene with the Heartless and the particle effects, everything looks beautiful.
Everything in the game looks beautiful.
So I can't imagine what it's going to look like now. But
Like
like I said before, I had a problem with the CGI that there was in those cutscenes. Just looked weird. But
It's a little weird.
Yeah.
But I think that they've got it polished off and it's going to look amazing.
Everything in that game looks amazing. It's the first game that doesn't look like it's on PS2.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's the first HD, like made for HD Kingdom Hearts thing ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is wild.
Yeah,
It's gonna sound silly, but what's up?
Can we talk about Riku's haircut, man?
Not yet. Mike, what were you gonna say?
No, it sounds silly, but that's how I felt with fucking Pokemon Let's Go. The first HD fucking Pokemon game. It looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like choked up watching that first reveal trailer.
I'm still playing.
So it's so good.
I totally get it.
Shiny hunting is fun.
Yeah.
The gameplay, a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to 3, even though there's probably a lot of tweaks that they're making.
Something I'm gonna really miss though, character customization. I'm pretty sure that's not showing up in 3, and I'm really sad to see it go.
Yeah, and we talked
really
about that. Like, I would love to just play 3 and Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora close, like, because I'm not too hot on Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora close.
If I could put cat ears on Sora, I'm gonna fuck.
But yeah, 0.2, it's there's not a whole lot of story, but it even adds to Aqua's story of like, god damn it, like you're just fucked. Like you feel so bad for Terra, but you feel bad for Aqua for trying to save Terra. Terra doesn't get saved, and Aqua is just going through the motions in this world of like time doesn't even take place anymore. It's just okay. I'll be here. It's rough.
Mike,
Is this Aqua of Barbie Girl fame?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
You can continue.
I hate you.
It's good to be back.
Did you guys mention
Go ahead.
in Dream Drop Distance? Did you mention
Don't go back to Dream Drop fucking Distance.
Did you mention the most powerful thing that was used in Dream Drop Distance?
The
What,
3D.
friendship?
The first time ever of Stopsa. Just like Alex
Right.
O'Neill's camera.
We didn't. Yeah. Yeah, Alex. I was gonna ask. Your camera has frozen.
I thought he was just really paying attention.
No,
Yeah, me too.
No, he's just frozen.
Oh.
Mickey just casted stops on Alex.
Yeah. No. That's true. The
Alex
first
is just checked out.
the
He's
first
done.
the first Za spell is at the end of Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. I'm actually worried. Alex, are you okay?
Alex?
Might have lost Alex.
No. We lost the lore master. No.
Oh,
Lore
shit, we lost
master.
him.
No, it's for. Oh man.
Man, this is gonna be a fun episode to edit, man.
This episode is not getting a backdrop.
I'll still do it because it's not that hard. Just because I have all the files drag and drop, but
There.
Hey.
Hey.
Yeah.
You missed it.
what's the last thing you heard?
Dude, I don't remember. It's just everyone froze, and I was like, "Oh no, what happened?"
So
My internet just went out. I guess.
I just blamed it on Mickey casting stops on you.
Yeah.
That's
It's
all that
my roommate just called back to me. It'll be back on a second, but it's working for me now. So,
Okay.
where were you guys? What did you get to?
Yeah, we're done.
That this is the Aqua that is of Barbie Girl fame.
Yeah, it is Barbie Girl Aqua, correct?
No,
Second.
we're just-
Actually, that Aqua was Norded. This Aqua is the real one.
This is the good Aqua. The one
Yeah,
that
this is the good
we
Aqua.
want to talk about.
yeah, no.
Fun fact: they still tour.
Dear
Just throwing it out
God.
there.
Dear God. I have a music question for you, by the way, after this is all done.
Oh, okay, after this is done, great.
Yeah, after this is done. I don't want this going on any longer than it has to.
Same.
That's fair. We're deep in.
I was gonna.
Very deep in.
Go ahead, Christian.
Oh, just that. Man, I might be looking too much into something, but there's this like almost parts of a small town in the World of Darkness that you go through, like just like houses and lamps and stuff. And at first, I just assumed that's like, well, this is just like the village part of Enchanted Dominion, or something like that. But now I'm starting to think that might be pieces of, Daybreak Town.
Ooh.
Because I mean, I don't consider this a spoiler. This is kind of in the realm because back cover is part of also the disc that had
Yeah.
0.2, and you do see that town in there, and it looks kind of similar.
It's very similar.
So I was starting to wonder if that's what she was. That's the town that she was in. Maybe that was parts of Daybreak Town, actually.
Maybe.
Maybe,
I like that.
but like even to Aqua, Daybreak Town, and all that stuff, she wouldn't have been around for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea
assuming
that he'd been
the
sucked
length
into
of time.
darkness a long time ago. That could be cool.
So, we take the time of 0.2, which was the ending of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go through all the stories to end up where they see her in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mhm.
How many years has it been?
15.
Yeah,
16, yeah.
Probably, I would bet 15 years, yeah. So there's at least a year between 1 and 2, and 2, the idea is it takes place over a long course of time, and then we don't know how many years after 2 where they get into like Dream Drop Discs and stuff.
That's a long ass time.
And
in
then something we didn't even touch
Darkness.
upon with Birth by Sleep.
It's like almost as long as the development time.
But
We're tying it all in.
That's how long she's been waiting.
But Aqua ends up on the beach, the Darkness Beach, the same one that Sora and Riku are at the end of 2, but with Ansem the Wise.
That makes you, honestly, like, that makes you feel it a little bit more, though, if you think about it that way. Like, Aqua is so upset, like, and hurt and full of darkness in 3 because she's been waiting as long as we have. Like,
Aqua's been waiting 18 years.
So, would we all be Norded because we waited so long for King?
Yeah, we
I
would.
don't think she's Norded.
We
I
had a
don't-
whole theory about it last episode.
They're contact lenses.
I just think it's just darkness. It's just being dark.
Yeah. I think there's totally room for that, to be
yeah,
true.
because we still don't know like what it is to be Norded and all that stuff yet. But
And we don't know, like, how get to her. It's a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole gosh dang thing.
uh,
That's Kingdom Hearts. There's no back cover.
There's no back
There's
cover.
no back cover. Back cover's so good.
No, there's no back cover.
what?
That is Kingdom Hearts in general.
No way.
You need,
No
if
way.
you need-
No
if-
way.
no-
No way.
Christian,
If you
Christian
need-
just said it was so good, and I really need to hear this.
If you need back cover, where can we find that?
Wait, hey,
Yeah.
hey, you two, you three, you stop this right now. Christian, back cover.
I'm so sorry, Mike.
You tell me right now.
Well, I mean, have you watched it? Did you
Yes.
see it?
Yeah, we did an episode on it.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I'm gonna
Yeah.
miss that one then. Dang, I gotta
It's
go
not
back.
out yet.
It comes out
Oh,
this
Fake
Friday.
fan.
That is
We're recording this on the 6th.
They're my real fan.
Recording this on the 6th. This comes out. That episode comes out the 11th.
I just think it's a really
Yes.
cool whodunit story. I think it's really engaging. The personalities are all really interesting. A lot of them aren't. A lot of them are similar, but also different in their own way from a lot of the characters we've experienced before. We're seeing like there's just this whole different side of the Kingdom Hearts universe. Like,
Jake just taking that shot real quick.
If I gotta hear back cover, I gotta take a shot.
Yeah.
But Christian,
I
like, they throw a whole fucking wrench in it. Like, the whole story up until now is just about Xehanort being the big guy, but now this mom dude,
oh my
Master of
God.
Masters, who is a fucking evil dude. I don't care what everyone else believes in the story. He's fucking evil as shit. He has a box that he won't tell anybody what's in. He has a book that he knows about the future, but he's ripped a page or maybe more out of it just to tell everyone what's... and he's pitting people together with that book. This guy's motherfucking evil.
Mike, his dick is in the box.
Why did we need any... Like, we needed context for the Keyblade War. I get that. But fuck this mom guy.
I think he's. I think I'm really. He's very
that might be the
charismatic.
problem.
He's so charming. I was completely like.
He's definitely
taken in by
Zigbar. Like that dude
No.
sounds like he talks just like Zigbar.
No, it's not Zigbar.
No, I know it's not Zigbar. I'm saying he talks like Zigbar.
It's Genova.
All
It's
right.
Genova.
Actually, I mean, it's literally Noctis, though. It's the voice actor.
Yeah,
for
I know
Noctis.
it's the voice actor for Noctis.
It's Noctis.
It's my cat.
But
It's-
my whole
it's
issue
a
with
cat
it,
man.
and we discussed it on that episode, is
A catman.
It just we already had a story that was already convoluted, and with all these characters, all these antagonists, and then you throw a dude that's fucking evil as shit, that's putting all these people together against each other, telling one of them to create a whole other sect, a whole other organization, because they're going to be the only ones who survive the Keyblade War. The Keyblade War is going to happen because the Keyblade War happened. He's just going to disappear. What's in the
gonna ghost
box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Christian,
All of this information just didn't need to be there, and it ruins. If what Nomura is saying that a lot of this is important to Kingdom Hearts 3, it ruins Kingdom Hearts 3 for me.
I think it's setting up what comes after.
That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it not even fucking touch
Because-
upon in 3. Like, all right, let's deal with this after 3. But if what Nomura was saying, that this is important to 3, and Masters and all this stupid shit is in 3, it's gonna ruin the game for me.
Well, I hope it doesn't. I hope they explain enough or add enough context in 3, because I'm sure they're well aware of that. Like, as many fans that do play the games, the Unchained Key and all that, and I'm sure they're well aware that people aren't up to speed. And so, whether through actually introducing new characters that will like fill in those gaps, like I'm hoping anyways that it'll. I'm not sure what I'm trying to say, but they will.
it'll make it better instead of making it worse.
Maybe.
Can we do a quick segment?
Yeah.
Quick segment.
Yeah.
What is your hope for Kingdom Hearts 3?
Before we do that, can I ask the question, like, why?
No, you may not.
Why is Alex playing these games on proud mode?
I already stated why.
Yeah,
Because he's
I want the
fucking
real-
Loremin.
I want the real.
I did not say that. It's weird. I mean, like when I was younger, obviously the games were really hard for me. I couldn't even finish Kingdom Hearts 1. I got to the Riku boss fight, the first one in Hollow Bastion, and I couldn't beat him.
It's
and I
hard on
gave up.
normal.
I played that game on normal when I was a kid. Those games, they are too easy for me on standard. Like that is why I like.
Ooh, look at you.
But like,
I'm gonna go to
my-
easy and then beat Lingering Will that way. How about that?
my relationship with Kingdom Hearts is weird though. Like those games pull out like a different aspect of how I play JRPGs than most. Like for the most part, I don't try and get everything in a JRPG. I would probably just do the things that I like and kind of move on from there. But like I said, like I love doing all the secret bosses in Kingdom Hearts. I love going for all the extras. I've finished Jiminy's Journal every single time I play Kingdom Hearts 2. Not because like I'm crazy, maybe a little because I'm crazy, but like I just
You're all fucking crazy.
I like going through the
This game will
motions of
make
like
you crazy.
grinding out collectibles so that way you can give 30 fucking shards of whatever to the synthesis guy to mark off another goddamn checklist in the journal. Like I like doing that stuff in Kingdom Hearts like that franchise as a whole, especially 2. So like when I play on proud mode, I feel like I'm getting the most out of that experience.
I feel like the only games that I've done that with, like with JRPGs, are like Persona wise and Tales of Symphonia 1.
Yeah, Tales of
Persona
Vesperia
3,
for me.
and you guys
Yeah.
know I just started playing that. I'm playing on easy.
That's a hard game, so I mean,
I just want to
Yeah.
get the story.
He's playing Portal, so the portable
Yeah.
one. So yeah.
Yeah. I would recommend. I would recommend against it, but I support whatever. As long as you get to play that game, I'm excited.
Yeah, dude, summoning the persona in that game is just so messed up.
Yeah, it's hella messed up. That's that's the first thing I ever heard about that game, and it got me to want to play it. So I guess it works.
Don't worry, Alex. We'll have you back on when we do edition.
Hell yeah, we'll get.
No, he'll be back before that.
Another shitty series.
Yep. Talking about Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Look for it.
You're dead to me, also, Mike. But he'll turn real quick. But yeah, I don't know. Like I like Kingdom Hearts games being a little hard. They've gotten too hard recently, though. I feel like they're more generic hard mode now than they used to be, and that bums me out.
Yeah, 2 Final Mix was hard.
Yeah, I mean they made that game harder because a big criticism was it was too easy on normal mode, so all the versions of that game got harder. Especially Proud Mode. Proud Mode in Final Mix is fucking hard. But I did all the organization fights and the Terror fight on Proud Mode in that game, and I had a great time doing it. So.
All right, so Jake, let's start with you with your question about what we're hoping for Kingdom Hearts 3.
What are you hoping for, bud?
Dude, I'm hoping just to see everyone on the beach, even though we kind of alluded to it. But my main thing I want to see is just where Riku's gonna go, because that's my number one boy in this game. Like Riku's always been number one, even in Kingdom Hearts 1. It's like I felt bad for him going through the darkness, being possessed, and then seeing the comeback story in 2, and then in Dream Drop Distance, which was his game finally. Seeing where he was going and becoming the Keyblade Master. I want to see the end story with him. I hope it just concludes everyone's story in a good way. Really.
Yeah.
I just don't know, with so many characters, can you have an ending for everyone?
Not a satisfying one, or not a happy one, I should say.
Which I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with not having a happy story for everyone. It's the Keyblade War, There's gonna be death, there's gonna be loss, there's gonna be sadness. But
Harry Potter 7, man. It's gonna be fucked.
Yeah, but can we have an ending?
Jiminy dies in the first 10 minutes.
Jesus, fuck that journal.
Again, Harry Potter. That would be like fucking Hedwig.
Exactly, that's what I was saying. Yeah. Jimmy just gets shot with a real gun.
The same gun that killed Sora's mom. No.
Yeah, I could imagine it being like the tiny gun from Wild Wild West.
Yeah, exactly. You got it.
Yeah.
Or we just bring in Men in Black and we bring in the noisy cricket, and that's what kills Jiminy Cricket.
Christian, what are your hopes for Kingdom Hearts 3?
We've kind of already seen what I hope 3 will be. If you in Birth by Sleep, there's the secret ending. I think it's called 0 Point, right?
The secret ending to Birth by Sleep is a fragmentary passage.
Okay, so a fragmentary passage. So yeah, that one. So when Aqua talks to Ansem the Wise, who's there at the shores in the World of Darkness, they have a conversation, and he mentions that there's this boy out there that, has been saving the worlds, and when she asks his name, it cuts to, Terra, and he's reunited with Ven. You see the clock tower with Shone, Roxas, and Axe. They're just all looking to the sunset, and it just that is ideal. I wouldn't. And you see Nominate, she's just there coloring a picture of Sora. I just want all these lives have been destroyed to just get some semblance of happiness. And then, I mean, I know we just finished talking about how it probably won't happen, but that's just ideal. I would like them to that's the ideal, right? After we defeat this big bad, everyone can just kind of finally stop suffering, because him and all his organization done is just make these kids suffer, and that's the key word, is a lot of them are just kids.
Yeah.
I'll go.
Matt, what about you,
Alex? Yeah. I just want Roxas.
You're
getting my memories inside this.
Guaranteeing you're getting him.
You're getting a lot of Roxas.
I know, I saw one of the trailers where it ends with Roxas, but before we started playing these games again, my favorite character was Sora, because I had never played the Final Mix, and I never finished 358 and all that stuff, and the added stuff with Roxas and playing Dream Drop Distance is I want Roxas. He deserves to be his own boy.
Yep. He's a good boy.
I want Roxas.
He didn't seem like a good boy at first, but then
But we know now he's a good boy.
He's better than Sora.
Yeah.
So I have this weird theory about Roxas that I don't know if it's now or after the podcast is like the time to talk about theories or not good theories.
Yeah, shoot out there.
but
This is
you're
the
already
recap. This
IG,
is the last
Christian.
episode before 3 comes out. So
Yeah, this one Dream drops the Friday before it comes out.
yep.
Okay, so
This dream drops too.
so I'm imagining this happy scenario, right? And isn't it going to be conflicting to have these two guys that look exactly the same? Like, you know, you got Ventus. Like, there's a happy situation that's happy ending for everyone. Ventus is alive and awake now, and then Roxas is fully formed and is his own person. And so I was just like fan speculating, like, how would we resolve this? And when you think about it, you know, okay, so Ventus, he's in the coma, right? Roxas, when he becomes formed, and I think you guys know where I'm going with this. Roxas, when he's formed, he doesn't have any memories. He'll see flashes of things like, hey, that's not my life. What is that? And those are Sora's memories. But what I'm thinking is maybe that Roxas really is like Ventus, and just without the memories though, because you know what I mean. Like they're two parts of the same whole, kind of. It's what I'm kind of making.
It's the whole thing with Roxas looking like Ven and Vanitas looking like Sora.
Yeah.
And I get that they only look similar because of they connect the hearts.
It was the hearts touching. Yeah.
All the hearts touching.
And it's something I talked about or maybe even last episode. My theory is that Ven is going to be the one that dies at the end. But
you think so?
Yeah.
Dang.
I would.
Ven is the most pure out of every one of them, even Sora.
So he's gonna
Because
hoof it,
like
yeah.
at the end of Dream Drop Distance, you see Sora is fucking clad in fucking darkness. Yeah, I have a feeling it's been.
Can be protected, Sora, and dream drop distance.
And are you guys so like if this is the last one before 3, like, and we're all out spoilers, right? Then what do you guys think about, you know, the revelation about Ven that's come out recently in the Unchained Key story?
I'm not familiar with it.
Not,
So.
We're not up
Would
to
you-
date with that whole thing, that mess.
Okay. Would you mind, or you prefer to be not spoiled?
No, go ahead, because we're not looking at it.
I would probably prefer actually if it's something that's getting addressed in 3, then I would probably want to wait.
Okay.
Same.
Okay, I'll
Same.
hold
Fair
off
enough,
then.
yeah.
Okay.
Spoil it.
I appreciate your candor, your respectfulness of us.
Spoil it.
Because we didn't even watch all the trailers or anything.
Yeah. I know very little going
I
into
did.
3, and I'm excited about that.
Alex, what are you looking forward to?
I was gonna say I want to know what Mike is looking forward to.
I wanted to leave that for last because it's probably
Okay,
gonna
that's-
I'm not gonna be jokey with it. I swear.
Okay.
I don't know, like Sora is like a character I really care about. Like I feel like, you know, in a lot of ways I kind of grown up with Sora.
Mhm.
The first in 2002, I was 9 years old. When I first played Kingdom Hearts 1, right? I am almost 26 now.
I'll be 30 next month.
Yeah, so it's been a long time, and like I really care about that character, and like he reminds me of myself in a lot of ways, and he's like such a pure boy. I'm really just excited to see like one more game with Sora, right? Like getting the gang back together, getting Donald and Goofy
Well,
out.
you know it's not going to be his last ride, right?
Yeah, but like it's something I could get excited for anytime, right? Like of like Sora's gearing up for another adventure. Like hell yeah,
Yeah, I
let's
guess
go.
you can always get excited for that. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it's like if you think about like kind of like what I said about 2 being kind of like this very full experience with like all of this to it, like the idea that I get another one of those after so long is just always going to be exciting to me. So yeah, it's just if it is true to itself and is a Kingdom Hearts game, I will be very, very happy, which I think is exactly what that game is going to be, and I'm very excited for it.
Mike, before we get to what you're hoping for 3, I want to hear your honest opinions about the entire story that you just.
I mean, I need to obviously. In all honesty, it does sound like incredibly interesting. It does sound fucking buck wild how many twists and turns and who the fuck knows where the story's going, and I don't know how it got from one story or one game to another. It's fucking
I don't think
wild.
Nomura knows either. I think he's
Yeah.
like, wait, how did I get here?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm going to watch. I'm more of a visual person than just somebody telling me the story. I do want to see what these characters actually look like, so I have an idea going to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But going to 3, I'm going to 3 the same way I went into Final Fantasy 15. I was never a Final Fantasy person. When I originally tried playing Kingdom Hearts back in the day, I played it for the Disney aspect. I was like, oh, cool. I could go to Nightmare Before Christmas. I could go to Halloween Town. I could go to fucking Deep Jungle or whatever. So I'm going into it like that. I just want to explore Frozen. I want to explore Tangled. I want to just fuck around in Toy Story. That's the only reason I want to play this game, really.
Yeah.
So as long as it's fun to play and those worlds are as beautiful as they seem so far, I'm all in.
Redemption of pirates.
Yeah.
Dude, the Pirates World
Pirates
looks so
It's gonna be
good.
wild.
It looks beautiful.
Looks awesome.
Mhm.
It looks fun too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Looks really
And
nice.
just San Fran Tokyo, I think, is probably going to be the best world,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah, but the Monsters Inc. They have
The
like
Monsters
the
Inc.
Doors room. Like
Yeah.
I've ever since I was a kid, I wanted to explore that Doors room in Monsters
Mhm.
Inc. And now I get to do it. It's like that's so cool.
Yeah. And I've always wanted Toy Story, and Toy Story is here
Yeah.
now, and it's just like,
The fact that we have Pixar worlds is fucking nuts.
right.
It's,
It'd be so
super
fun.
cool.
Man,
I'm glad they waited so long. Yeah,
It looks
Oh,
I'm
just
glad they
another-
waited so long for PS4 because now they look better than the fucking films.
Mm-hmm.
They look crazy and huge. Absolutely
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
Here I am with another interview excerpt. I recently read that apparently Nomura said that he was telling them about 3, that he told them when he was talking to Disney, like, hey, like, if we don't get Pixar worlds, I'm not doing this. Like that
Listen,
apparently,
motherfuckers.
yeah, like that's how strongly he felt about including those. Like he was like, we can't do this without those worlds. So
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, the big question, just judging by how Final Fantasy 15 has been playing out with so many fucking DLC packs and updates and all that kind of stuff, what are, from my panel of experts over here, what are the realistic chances of us getting a Marvel or a Star Wars thing in this game at some point?
I don't.
in this game, I don't think any.
I don't think any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think any.
I mean, like,
If you're gonna get-
we've talked about 15 and
Yeah.
fucking how crazy that whole mess is. This is an actual game.
Right.
This is actually built and finished as a game, not as 3 iterations of a game.
The only thing I could see is us getting DLC if there's any storyline being with, like, it has to be like a side character.
Right.
Like
Or
maybe like
something like a fragmentary passage, like 0.2, like something
Right.
standalone.
Yeah.
that, or maybe you don't get to play as Axel in this game. Maybe he has a side mission that you don't get to see, and they save that for DLC.
I would
down the road.
enjoy that. I would enjoy DLC.
Like, I
as
could
he
see
plays
that.
Axel. Yeah.
But just like a Roxas, Ventus, or Aqua type deal, like I don't foresee anything like that going into like a different world, like
Yeah.
Star Wars or.
Well, I mean, you got to imagine with how much time and money has gone into this game, they're going to milk it for all they can. And
Oh,
should.
they are.
It's going to make a shit ton of money.
In development for 3-4 years. Like, it's been in
Yeah, but-
production for a long time, but
Exactly,
they haven't
yeah.
spent
And they
nearly
announced it
as
way too
much-
early.
They haven't spent nearly as much money on that game that they did on 15.
Right.
Yeah, it's
No,
been a
of
much more
course.
like regular development cycle of a video game.
Mhm.
But like, I would say like I think you could see like DLC Disney worlds, but definitely nothing
Yeah.
beyond Disney worlds.
Right.
There might be some hub world or something where that would be like, here's where all the DLC will live. Kind of like how the battle arena in Birth by Sleep, it's like all the different challenges and stuff are here. So maybe there's
yeah.
some kind of similar hub where like anytime we have to introduce something new or something cool, we'll just have it happen through this world or this location.
Boy, I can't wait to get my Keyblade from Amazon Prime that just has Amazon up all over it too.
Hell yeah, dude! Sell out.
You know that Keyblade is actually in Japan. That Keyblade, that pre-order one, is actually from 7-Eleven. That's why the colors are orange green. It's 7-Eleven.
Yeah. Yep.
And Amazon's just like, yeah, we'll just take that. PlayStation and Xbox has their own version of the Star Wish or whatever Keyblade. for the game.
But none of those Keyblades are going to compare to Ultima, so just get out of here.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very excited
Yeah.
to see what Ultimate Weapon looks like in that game.
My
Yeah,
last-
what the Blade transformation is.
Yeah.
My last quick just question to wrap it up. Do you think we saw all the worlds?
No.
No.
We've
I
talked
can I can guarantee we haven't seen all
No,
of them.
Yeah,
we've
because
only
there's-
seen New Worlds aside from
We've probably seen all the Disney worlds.
Coliseum
Yeah,
and
Yeah.
because you still need to add in the Kingdom Hearts worlds.
yeah.
Wait,
Like, you are going to see Destiny Island. You are going to get
Right.
There's probably going to be a world before you go into the
Twilight
Keyblade
Town's
Great-
definitely in the game. We saw that.
Remind me, you guys haven't seen trailers and stuff?
We haven't seen the final
have-
battle.
The
trailer.
final handful
Yeah,
of
final
trailers.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I've seen
pretty
Winnie
much
the Pooh,
every
but that's
trailer
as far
up
as I have.
till like the E3 is safe.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's
And,
that. It's,
and I'm about 50-50 on about how I feel about whether or not I wish I'd seen that or not. So I did see the final battle trailer, I'm about 50-50 on whether or not I regret that or not.
I saw it without any like voice acting.
Context?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
okay.
at the same time, I'm like, I shouldn't have watched that.
I saw the
So-
Xbox One without any voiceover, and I really was upset that I had seen it.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm done watching Kingdom Hearts related content. We
I
have
just,
it
like,
all blocked down.
I want as much of it to be a surprise as possible. I think
Mhm.
that's the big thing. It's
Yeah,
not that
and I
like
feel like they
Yeah,
already showed
and-
too much.
it's
and you
not
guys-
gonna ruin the game for me. That is how I want to go into this game.
Yeah, and you guys absolutely deserve that. I mean, it's been so fucking long
Mhm.
that you deserve to be surprised
Right.
and go
It has
into this
been
as blind as possible.
almost 14 years since 2 came out that we will
Yep.
get
Yeah.
to finally play this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
Granted, there's a lot more story in between
There
2
is,
and 3.
But like when you expect like
but
the
the
next
main
game to be
series.
3,
Mhm.
It's been a long time. Yeah.
and even
Yeah,
Dream Drop
been very
Distance
long.
came out 7 years ago.
Mhm.
Hell yeah! Don't I know it?
It's been too long.
It's been too long.
Too long. Just like this podcast.
You are
Shall we wrap this?
Well, this podcast is going to split up in 2 parts. I can tell
We're
you that
too
much.
late.
We're too late.
Rip audio listeners.
Shaboy needs to get pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
so
I'm
my
hungry.
boy
I'm going to
needs-
Fred Meyer.
By the
I'm
way-
getting food. I'm getting.
By the
tissues
way,
'cause
I
my
have
tissues.
dinosaur chicken nuggets cooked up, so I'm ready.
He's
That's
ready
where
for
you
Toy
get it
Story.
I'm an adult.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
Alex. Alex.
Yeah?
Where can
What's up?
everyone find you? This post on the 25th.
The 25th.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are now in the 2019 era of Irrational Passions. Get excited, get hype. PAX East, we're coming for you. RationalPassions.com. Go check out all of our Game of the Year content. I think 8 podcasts, 7 lists, 8 videos, all in 2 weeks. So it's all done. It'll all be done by the time you
Yeah.
hear this.
You
So.
look beaten down from yesterday.
I'm not done yet. So this is, I think we're in like hour 20 or 21 of me having recorded podcasts in the last 8 days. So,
Yikes.
We love you.
Yeah.
I listen, I love it. I'm just real tired, y'all. But I think Game of the Year stuff is going to be really great. I think people will be happy with the game that we chose. And I think we did a great job with it. And we're going to do more stuff. And we're going to do a Kingdom Hearts postcast. We're going to do there might be a podcast ultimate post-release thing. We'll see. So irrationalpassions.com. I'm on Twitter, Alfighter27. I take selfies on Saturdays, and you should hang out too.
Christian.
And
the year's just starting out, and I've got a lot of videos planned out for the rest of the year. A lot of them Kingdom Hearts related, and check out the ones that even aren't Kingdom Hearts related. And you can find all that at Twitter. I'm on all social media as PixelBrave. That's YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Even PSN, even though I don't play multiplayer. But yeah, PixelBrave, wherever you can find me. And hopefully, like you said, you're dropping this right before 3 releases. I'm hoping, all fingers crossed, I'm gonna put out like another kind of recap now that I understand a bit the stories a bit more, and I've been rethinking how I want to tell it and recap it. So
You're welcome.
Look out.
I will say there could be an Irrational Passions Kingdom Hearts thing that involves Jake, Matt, and myself up as well.
There's a lot of Kingdom Hearts content this month, y'all.
on the Irrational Passions YouTube. So if you like Kingdom Hearts, maybe check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to that.
Jake, instead of just saying like your Twitch,
No,
Twitter, Instagram,
this is more.
Mike's finally here. It's been a few months.
This is going to be something where I'm actually going to like push right now.
Oh.
All right. This is my goal. Like, for what we've done, like throughout the years of like, or throughout not even a full year of
No,
the
not a full
Three
year.
Best Friends podcast. It's not even a full year yet. We've done a lot of change, a lot of new stuff, and this is where we're going with it, the limited editions. So, getting like special guests like Alex, Christian, like the AwkPause guys, all in here. We got more people coming on. Like we got Kyle Stevenson coming on soon, which technically that
You heard this
episode
already.
airs. That episode airs before this one.
Yep.
So just how timing works. But anyways, like my main goal is to get the man, the legend himself, Jonathan Dornbush, on our Kingdom Hearts 3. So when this airs, I need all our listeners, I need all our watchers on YouTube. Tweet at the good looking boy. That's a good boy. He's great.
That's a good boy.
Yeah, host of Podcast Beyond, which is when that was announced, I was like, perfect.
And
Absolutely.
be very kind and respectful to him and not pester him.
Yes, please.
Yeah, don't pester him and like that.
Don't be a dick.
Like
I think
here's-
in
here's what
2019 we're
here's-
finally past the like, hey, fuck you, you do this.
Right. I really hope so.
Yeah, here's the thing. What I'm
I'm the only
probably
one who
gonna
does
do.
that, and I only do it on the podcast. I don't actually tweet.
And he only
it.
does
No
it
more
for me.
Spider-Man bullshit, please.
Yeah, please.
Oh god.
So I'm probably gonna tweet at him from our Three Best Friends podcast, most likely, or from my own personal account. I don't know yet.
Go ahead and do both. That's all.
Yeah, but if
We'll all do it.
Yeah.
but if you want to just drop that a like or just give it a retweet, or
Retweet!
just retweet.
Free crap.
Oh, he'll never.
But if you guys want to like just support it in that way, that's my goal. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We're not that big. But I just want to get a Kingdom Hearts boy in here, just like we got Alex O'Neill, which thank God we did, because
I think
this
all three of
series
us
would
are now
not have.
Keyblade masters. Now that we've gone
Yeah.
through this, so
I want to be Sora. I want to just go
And-
rest with the Dream Eaters right now.
I'll go grab my Keyblade right now.
yeah,
Speaking of
mine's
all
up
these
over
like Kingdom
here.
Hearts,
Yeah.
fans and contributors coming in, like I can't believe you guys like actually. So like, just speaking as a fan, like it's been really great hearing you guys doing these limited edition episodes on Kingdom Hearts, which is my top franchise favorite thing of anything. And I don't know if you guys have been tuning in at all, but it's been really fun catching the Kingdom Hearts Jamboree on the AwkPause side of things. And so I was like, man, I just wish I would get them all into one room. And so
Oh yeah, you're to thank for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're the
or
You're
reason.
to blame.
You're the reason.
So
Or blame,
I'm happy to be here, but even if I wasn't, just as a fan of both you guys, it's cool that y'all shared like a moment.
There's a good chance they will probably be back for the Kingdom Hearts 3 episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But just remember, you can't ask them for anything else. They said you're done.
Matt, also, there's a good chance that they'll never speak to any of us after
Oh yeah.
this.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we didn't spoil anything from them, so.
I didn't.
No, we just took up their entire evening.
Oh, we
Oh,
did.
well, Sam was.
Oh, we did.
It's 8,
Sam's
9
fine.
a.m.
Yeah, it was early in the day for him. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
They were here for
he's
2
fine.
hours.
But no, thank you guys for making my Christmas wish come true.
Hey, no problem.
Yay.
No problem.
Happy belated Christmas gift.
Jake, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram for JakeP47. So give it a follow. Do it.
Mike, you've
Do
been
it.
up to some things.
Yeah.
What are you working
did
on?
you
Yeah.
do?
Where can everyone find you?
Fuck, man, I don't even know.
Last time we had you on, it was in October. You've been up
When's
to
the
a
last
lot.
time you had to
Yeah.
plug your shit?
Yeah. Well, before I get into that stuff, yeah, going into 2019 through BF, we have a lot of cool fucking plans. I'm super stoked. I'm really excited to get into the Pokemon stuff so I could be full time again. But no, huge thanks to Alex for stepping in because I don't know shit about this stuff clearly, and I'm only good for making a fool out of myself and just talking shit. So no, huge thank you, Alex. Seriously. And
I'm
you
just glad
guys
I got to finally podcast with you.
talk. Yeah, right. I remember walking up to you in the kitchen of fucking IGN. I was like, "Yo, I'm Mike. Oh shit, let's do a podcast one of these days."
Yeah, exactly.
Finally got to do it 6 months later.
I have a similar story if there's room. Just that I
what
saw.
you got?
I saw. Well, I was also at IGN like a few years ago for First Friday. Alex was there, and I started. I was and still am a big fan of Irrational Passions because of how much they talk about Kingdom Hearts on there, and so like they're in the middle of doing the Q&A, which everybody's there and they're all listening very intently, and I'm like,
oh yeah,
over, and then like he's there like listening intently. I'm like patting his shoulder, like, hey. My name's Christian. I'm a really big fan of it. I'm just like totally fanboyed. Like,
it was the only time this ever happened to me. Only time it ever will. And I was like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Listen, I felt the same way. Like when I sent out the tweet to Alex, I'm like, "Oh God, he's gonna say no, or he's just gonna ignore my tweet." And then in all caps, he's like, "Fuck yeah, I'm down. You better not be kidding about this."
And then I said, I multiple times I had to say, like, I really hope you're not kidding because you're getting my hopes up.
But yeah, no, the three of you have been absolutely fucking killing it. Like, kudos. I know we were slipping on the whole monthly schedule thing, but it's obvious because these games are fucking massive. But the content is brilliant, and you guys are the reason that I want to focus mainly on just limited edition because this is a special show, and I truly believe in it. And yeah, okay, end of sappy rant.
Next is Pokemon.
I can't fucking wait.
Pokemon and something else coming out this year too. Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike and I are out of that one.
Yeah, we're probably out of that one. So 3BF related.
Metal Gear.
3BF related, you'll find the Kingdom Hearts 3 episode sometime in February, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then March we officially begin season 2 Pokemon. Personally,
a little break.
Yeah, like what, 2 days? Yeah, personally, my New Year's resolution is to finally put out a fucking album. So I'm working on Arwing stuff very heavily. So if you go give me a follow at Arwing's Music on Twitter and Instagram. I put out 4 songs so far. I launched the music project in October. 2 serious songs and then a compilation of 2 songs together that are for Extra Life. I still have to write 7 more. I'll get to that eventually, including one for Matt. But yeah, it's been a super fun project, so I'm hoping to get that out by like at the earliest summer, but probably fall or winter. Because I'm a one-man band, engineer, mixer, cinematographer, editor, all that kind of stuff. And it takes a long time. And yeah, personally, you could find me at Tjo1214. If you want to say hi, I will be at PAX East. And I get to hug Alex.
I kind of just want to go to PAX East now.
Dude, fucking come.
We're gonna have fun.
I
I'm
won't
gonna
be
tell you.
Dude, I can't wait.
I might be at the now happening San Francisco meetup next month with Kind of Funny.
Or
I'm gonna try.
you come to New York in April.
I don't have money.
I'm gonna try that too. I'm gonna try New York.
I can drive
Christian,
to San
please.
Fran. I don't have money to fly.
Yeah,
to New
I can
York.
definitely do San Fran.
Yeah.
New York is going to be the tough.
I didn't know you were in New York, Mike. So yeah, I'm
Phoenix
planning
is
to
up in
visit
the air. It's so
Yeah.
soon.
in the near future. So
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah,
When
that's
is-
all I got. At Tjo1214.
When is this
Alex,
coming
you
out
should-
again?
You should,
This is coming out on the 25th.
Kind of
25th.
NYC.
25th.
Yes,
All right,
and at Kinda NYC, we're doing cool shit.
kind of NYC.
You guys just had a holiday party.
We did. It was super fun with the Rooster Teeth folks. It was really cool. Joey called Kelsey like as soon as they hit the goal, and like we were all freaking out at the bar.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's such a great friendship that you will never find in any other community.
yeah.
That's how this friendship started.
Yeah, that's how
Kind of
yeah,
funny.
This is how this
Just-
happened.
It's true. I'm like an infection spreading throughout communities.
So you're saying you're Fox
I
Die?
find nicer words, but
I am Fox Die. That's true. You had it the whole time. That was the thing, and it made you old. Metal Gear, man. Boy,
See,
howdy. Fucking
Alex-
great franchise.
Alex is Sora, where his heart touches all.
It's true. I am very much that. Again, I said I relate to Sora on a lot of levels, and I did not want to toot my own horn by explaining that. So thank you for doing it for me.
Hey, no problem. I got you on that, and I got you on the. We're good.
God. Yeah.
It's weird.
So,
because
Yeah. I've been MC,
Matt.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we have Pokemon. I'm very excited for coming out this year, starting in March.
I'm sorry. What was that?
Did that cut out?
It sounded a little
Pokedom?
Pokemon coming out in March. Very forward looking to that. I really, honestly, have been joking about it, but I do want to do a Metal Gear Solid limited edition.
I would probably join you guys on that because I never really truly gave them a real shot.
It would.
You would be the perfect one to join that.
They're so
It would probably be during the Pokemon one though.
I'd have
I mean,
He's played all the Pokemon.
But luckily, the thing with Metal Gear Solid, those games do not take long to beat.
No, they're pretty short.
Yeah,
but
that's also one of the reasons I want to do that because we've been doing RPGs. RPGs take way too long to beat.
Yeah.
Pokemon it fucks with you.
No, I know. Really quick, just to insert when you were talking about Pokemon, 3bfpodcast.com is maybe relaunched by the time you hear this, but there's an under construction page up right now. There's a tiny schedule. Eventually we will have a schedule of dates when each Pokemon episode and some other special edition episodes will be launching. Because for Pokemon, do we want to spoil the 2 special ones that we're going to do?
Oh, go ahead.
Not
You
special,
already did.
So, no, I didn't.
Yeah, you posted it on Twitter or Instagram somewhere. I know I saw that.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Facebook. It was on Facebook today.
Yeah. So we are doing all the mainline Pokemon games. We're doing Pokemon Go and Let's Go, and then we're also going to do an episode for Detective Pikachu the movie because I'm sure I'm going to cry during it.
Oh wow!
And Mewtwo Strikes Back, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, which I'm assuming comes out in November because that's usually when the US gets those movies.
Can I do a spin-off episode just all about Pokemon Snap?
Please,
Mike
please,
would join
please,
you on that. Mike,
please.
his whole mission has been to get a Pokemon Snap remake or sequel.
Pokemon
So.
Snap.
You know who else can
Fuck
join you
with
for
me.
that one?
Joey.
Joey Noel. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Joey does love Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, I'm so
G3.
down for that.
Yeah, if you guys want to fit that in
guy
there,
lesson. Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it at PAX.
All right.
But
Anyways.
yeah, so we have that coming out this year. I really want to get that Metal Gear stuff going out this year too, because that's one of the also series that's very dear to my heart. I'm very excited for the future of limited edition. This has been so much fucking fun. Alex has just been amazing.
I'm a walking infection. I know it's great.
Hot.
We
To
have
end this 4-hour podcast,
Please God,
Cool.
end it. I
I'm
ordered.
going
pizza.
Yeah,
It'll
let's
be
fucking-
here.
I attribute this
Soon.
to Alex and Christian.
This is.
Thank you all, and good night.
Oh, fuck. Was I done?
He paid
Was I
the
done?
death toll.
At Chips42, you got it. Whatever.
Yep, all right,
Bye.
fuck it. Yeah, we done. We out. We'll see you next
Bye.
month.
Mike, play the music. Bye.